Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sod Busters.
Line drive, left field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes his second run home, and the Sod Busters have the lead.
Us Hastings kids, we kind of have our own little crowd going on in the corner, so it's been a blast.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and the Sod Busters are out of trouble in the 7th.
I kind of get what's expected, and we're supposed to do it the right way, everything else, but at the end of the day, it is summer baseball, and we're here to improve every day, but also have a lot of fun.
Sod Buster Baseball.
Previously in the summer, I got to play with a kid from Japan, so that's a cool connection there, and it's just nice getting to know everybody and seeing what they like, kind of maybe they show me something that I'll like and enjoy and take on for the rest of my life. You never know.
Swing and a miss. And the Hastings Sod Busters have won for the 3rd time in a row.
You got to make sure you have your composure and stay true to who you are up there. You got to be able to know what kind of baseball player you are, and you got to play to your strengths.
The Hastings Sod Busters.
Hello and welcome to Sod Buster Baseball here at Duncan Field in Hastings, Nebraska. Sod Busters finishing up their 9-game homestand here this week as we welcome back the Nebraska Prospects, travel-only road team to Duncan Field. And we will have game 1 here, first pitch in about 25 minutes today. This is Ryan Valenza. We'll hear from Steve Stein later in the broadcast as we bring you this first game for the Sod Busters. They are coming off a well-needed home series win against the Oahe Zap. They dropped game 1 in extra innings, but the offense came alive in the latter 2 half of the games to win the series 2-1 here in Hastings. The Prospects, they have been the powerhouse of the Independence League. They hold a record of 25-6 and an overall 5-1 record versus Hastings. They won 2 out of 3 in Fremont, the first half division champions. It's a shame that the Prospects are not eligible for the playoffs. They probably would have won both half titles if they were eligible. Coming up, we will have our pregame interview with head coach Joel Skipper and a Sod Buster spotlight. We will have that with Adam Deboer, as we weren't able to get that on the air last time, so we'll hear from Mr. Deboer coming right up. All that and more, stay right here.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
It is the Sod Buster Spotlight, an opportunity to hear from Adam Deboer, who picked up the victory on the mound in relief. And then Adam gets knocked out of the game, being hit by a hit ball. How are you doing? Tell us a bit about that aspect of the night first.
I'm doing good. It was fastball I left right down the middle of the plate, so, he hit it right back at me and took it off the forearm, so I'll be nursing that for probably a couple days, but it's nothing too bad. So,
Talk a bit about your performance today as you came in relief. First of all, the new dude in the starting role, talk a bit about his performance before you.
Yeah, obviously he did a good job, and it's always good to come in with the lead when you're a relief pitcher, so I came in with the lead, and it took me probably that first inning to get settled in, but then I was good. I was hitting my spots.
Early plans maybe would have you be the starting pitcher on Sunday. Did that change during the course of the game, or how did you approach the day, maybe not knowing what you were going to do?
I asked Vinny earlier today, and he let me know I was going to be throwing today for sure, so I got ready, so I knew that I'd be throwing and got my mind right, got ready to get in the game whenever I needed to go, and he was doing well, so yeah, I couldn't ask for him to do better, so yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy with the relief I came into. So
we're talking with Adam Deboer, who had a great start up at Badlands in his last outing. Are you more comfortable starting, relieving? Tell us a bit about your role as a pitcher.
I personally like to start more because usually my best innings are at the end. So if I can get a few innings in as a starter and maybe occasionally give up a run, pitch 6 innings, usually you're probably going to get more out of me than a relief pitcher. But I don't mind coming into relief. Sometimes it takes me like a batter or 2 or 3 to get my mind right, get going down the mound, throwing strikes. So that's why personally I like to start more.
And plus there's a different mentality coming in the middle of the inning. I know you had to do that today. Talk a little about how you try to focus when maybe it's not a clean inning and you do have to come in with runners on behind you.
With that scenario, you just have to pound the zone, get up early. Fastball, curveball, first strike, give me over curveball, first strike is usually good, and then hopefully you get weak contact, something you can get weak contact on, or another swing and miss, and hopefully a strikeout. But that doesn't always happen. So weak contact preferably when you come in with runners in scoring position.
We're talking with Adam Deboer, a Hastings Sod Buster, played at Southeast Community College. Beatrice guy, right? Mm-hmm. Tell us a bit about your journey becoming a Sod Buster. How'd you hear about the Sod Busters, and how'd you get to be a member of this team?
I mean, I was going through spring ball, and summer was coming up, and I was like, I need somewhere to play because I didn't have the most innings, most at-bats this year in the spring, so I needed to get some in the summer. And I think I just put in a player application for the Sod Busters, and Scott called me and told me he needed arms, so I said I'd come, and here I am. And it's only about an hour and 45 minutes from my house, so it's nothing too bad.
You're a two-way player, had a lot more bats in the spring. I mean, do you see yourself as a pitcher at the next level, or do you also maybe hope to get an opportunity to swing a bat too?
I mean, I love to hit. That's the whole reason I haven't given up yet. I love hitting, but I guess we'll just see, especially because I don't know where I'm going next year. So if I get the chance to do both there, I'd love to. But I personally think that there's probably more growth for me on the mound as far as how far I could go in baseball. So, yeah.
With the way you've pitched the last 2 games, do you have that on film as you try to find that next college stop after a year at Southeast Community College?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely in there. I'll plug my stats in some video so they can see. But, yeah, maybe make a montage.
In your dream scenario, where did you go, or what are your options at this point as we hit the middle part of July?
I still got the little kid dream of going to a Division I school, so that's why I want to try to go to the junior college next year and hopefully get a chance to go. But if that doesn't work out after my 2 years, I'm fine with going to any 4-year, really.
We're talking with Adam Deboer. Talk academics. First year complete. Did the school go well, and what's your potential major?
Yeah, it went good. I'm an exercise science major, so at the school I'm at, they didn't technically have that, so I was just an academic transfer student, and I was doing gen eds. But, yeah, hopefully exercise science, personal training, something like that, lifting coach.
Is that going to be a consideration as you look at your next college stop to see if they have maybe more of those classes, which will help you once you get to a 4-year?
Yes, definitely. And, I mean, I kind of made the mistake of going to a school that didn't have my major, which, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it's always good to get ahead on classes, so I'm just going to have more to do in my next 2 years or 3 years.
There are a lot of JUCOs. Nebraska, Kansas has tremendous junior colleges. Have you been approached by anybody, or what's your top 3 right now, or do we still just maybe up in the air at this point?
It's up in the air right now. I'm still contacting coaches trying to figure out where I need to go, but I think it'll work itself out, so I think it's good.
How's your experience been here in Hastings? Talk a little about the guys and the chemistry you've built, and maybe some friendships you've built here in your month or 2 with the Sod Busters.
Yeah, it's been great. Everybody in the community gets behind Sod Busters very well, not pretty well, very well. They like to see us win, obviously, and I've loved coming here and getting to know all the guys from everywhere, and especially Josh Printer. He's right there. He's over there smiling. He's cool. And, yeah, I'm happy with the relationships I've made here and making them better, making new ones with the guys. So.
And it's always a learning process, too. I mean, you get different coaches coming through your life. I know Vinny arriving on the scene late, Joel Skipper. Talk a bit about how those guys have helped you in terms of your approach on the mound.
They've been really harping on me to get up early, and my biggest problem so far this summer has been throwing pitches that are too good to hit in 0-2 count. So they've been doing a good job of getting on me for that and keeping me grounded on the mound because I get pretty fired up. So other than that, I've been really happy with Skip and Vinny and Coach K at first base. They've been really fun this summer.
He is Adam Deboer, and he is our Sod Buster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball.
Hastings Sod Busters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sod Busters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodBusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sod Busters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sod Busters.
Talking pregame with Hastings Sod Busters manager Joel Skipper. Sod Busters coming off an impressive series win, the first home series win, might I add, against the Oahe Zap on the weekend, and face a tough Nebraska prospects. Joel, after the series win, how's the team going into this series?
You know, they're excited, man. I think we kind of put some stuff together that we've been missing, most of the summer, so that was good to see, and obviously got a great opponent here, the prospects, this week, so it'll be a good challenge.
It's a great opponent, but exactly 1 week ago today, you had your best offensive performance against these guys. 15 runs, 18 hits, and seemed like everything in fifth inning on worked for you. We're going to take a little chapter out of that book for today, or what's the approach going into today?
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have an inning at 10. I don't know if they'll do that again, but we're going to have to kind of find some ways to score and move base runners around, and then obviously, hopefully Miller gives us a good start today and have some good defense behind him.
Yeah, talk about Marcus Miller. He's been almost seems like feast or famine here at Duncan Field. Either he's given up 10 hits or he's given up 3 hits and 1 run over 7 innings. What's he got to do to be successful today?
Got to work from ahead and just locate when he has 2 strikes and just pitch to contact like he does, and just got to play some good defense behind him. I think, even in those, big hit games that he's pitched, he's really competed and got out of some jams. So just continuing to do his thing today.
We're nearing the end of the season, believe it or not, just about a week and a half left on the calendar. The lineup and the substitutes look very different from game 1. Let's talk about how tough it is. It's tough to put random guys together on a roster at the start of the year, but to switch it up in the middle of the season is tough too. I think the guys have done a pretty nice job, having new guys coming in and out. Just talk about how successful they've been and how nice it's been that they've been able to keep doing success here.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously playing over 50 games in the summer and bodies get tired, guys are getting banged up, and then obviously as we get closer to fall ball, just kind of want to be careful with some guys and some pitchers because that's basically the main point, right? Just making sure they're sharp for fall ball. So it's been nice kind of getting some of these guys in for a game or two just to give some of our main guys a rest and kind of give these guys an opportunity to get some at-bats before, they hit into their falls.
That's Joel Skipper, Hastings head coach, in advance of Game 1 against the Nebraska Prospects.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back, or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling...
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
It is time to win Tuesday here at Duncan Field as we are getting closer to first pitch for the Hastings Sod Busters and Nebraska Prospects at Duncan Field. Sod Busters looking to continue a winning streak, if you will. They've won their past 2 games against the Oahe Zap in pretty dominating fashion. Sod Busters winners in the series 9-3 and 7-3. Their only loss was a 1-run loss, which, by the way, Sod Busters do not fare well in here anywhere, not just Duncan Field. But for the Prospects, like we said, they're one of the hottest teams in the game, but the Sod Buster Bats have come to life as of recently. A couple guys with some hitting streaks going on. The Sod Busters hitting just 245 as a team, but actually 275 against the Prospects. The only problem has been that team ERA, which in 6 games is about 9 earned runs on average against the Prospects. So, Steve, the Prospects, it's in their name. These are Division I guys. They are getting heavily scouted. A lot of them are already Division I committed, but Sod Busters have seemed to found it as home as late, as they've had now the equivalent wins on the road and home. So it's always getting game 1 over the hump, it seems like. So for the Sod Busters, they'll have to come out strong tonight.
Well, you hope they do what they did last time in game 1 against the Nebraska Prospects when they came out and beat the Prospects 15-8. It'll be a bigger challenge today, as one of the dudes for the Prospects going to be on the hill today. It's going to be a very tough challenge for this Hastings Sod Busters squad to come out and put together consistent offense. But you hope that Marcus Miller can perform. He really didn't pitch that badly against the Prospects last time out, but Nebraska was outstanding with 2 outs. They just kept tacking on runs in the win against the Hastings Sod Busters when these 2 teams met the last time that Miller pitched. And Sod Busters trying to find a 3-game win streak for the first time this year. Won't be easy, but hey, this is why you come out and play summer ball, and they'll be up to the challenge. And I love the way this Hastings team competes. You've really seen that the last 3 or 4 weeks in particular. Even if it doesn't go well early, they hang in there and keep battling at bat to at bat, and hopefully that's what they can do today against a very good Nebraska Prospect squad.
And like I talked with Joel Skipper earlier, it's tough as a summer ball coach coming in and stringing together a band of misfits, if you will, rather a band of guys that are new on the roster, have never played ball together before, and for guys that have come in and out all season, the Sod Busters have still, for the most part, made every game very competitive here at Duncan Field, more so than of late. So for the Sod Busters, they will look to continue their streak today. We will get you our starting lineups real quick, as much as we can, before the anthem. For the visiting Prospects first, Tyler Palmer starts in center field. Easton Swafford playing second base. Jackson Trout in right field. Cole Kitchens in third base. And oh, by the way, all Kitchens has done is put up a .625 average in the 5 games against the Prospects. Caden Young bats fifth and plays first base. Britton Bond is the designated hitter in the 6th hole. Colin Lynham, a 5-game hit streak, or a 5-hit game against the Sod Busters earlier this season. He plays left and bats 7th. Tucker Bradley doing the catching, batting 8th. And Nathan Cunningham doing the shortstop work for the Prospects. For the Sod Busters, they will lead off Taylor Gill, who had a nice first week as a Sod Buster, will look to continue his prowess at the plate. Lane Shires bats second and plays center field. Gail Jensen plays left field and bats third. Marcos Cabranes will be the backstop today, batting 4th. Nick Jones will get another start at first base. Landon Gaz, who we did not see in the last series, will be the DH. Kyle Hiltbrand will play right field, batting 7th. Tyler Welsh, a returner to the team, bats 8th and plays third base. And newcomer, Hastings College guy Jace Valdez, will play shortstop, as they will give Josh Printer the day off to kind of nurse that sore hand back to health, which he injured in the last series against the Zap. And they will go behind Marcus Miller, making the start at Duncan Field. And like we said, it's a whole different roster for the Sod Busters. You look at the starting 9, just Lane Shires and Marcos Cabranes and Nick Jones, the only 3 that were playing opening day. So, but another Hastings College guy, Jace Valdez, will get his start, and must be nice. You know, you're Joel Skipper, you're already the Hastings College guy. You probably have an unlimited well of wealth to just call on these guys whenever you need, especially when guys are getting beat up in the summer, Steve.
Particularly this time of year when not only guys getting beat up, but you're actually probably getting some guys going on to their next college stop. Certainly here in the next week or so, they're going to get ready to go for fall ball. So, yeah, it's a really nice luxury to have the Hastings College coach as the head coach for the Hastings Sod Busters. I've always kind of wondered about that possibility. It's never really worked out in years past, and I think it's been a great marriage, and I hope they continue it. Well, number one, Joel Skipper's an unbelievably nice guy. He's so media friendly. because there are so many games where this guy probably didn't want to come and talk to us, and he always does, and always has a smile on his face, and you need to have that kind of attitude when you're battling through a 10-31 summer. So, like I say, hopefully this will continue, because that's been one maybe disappointing thing in the history of the Sod Busters. It's pretty much been different manager every year, and in the greater realm of things, it'd be nice to kind of get a little continuity summer to summer, get more players coming back summer to summer, because it seems like Hastings gets a lot of guys who are fairly young in their college days, and it would be nice to see these guys as they mature, particularly guys like a Landon Gass, who's going to go to college for the first time. See what he's like after one summer of, after one fall and one spring. Have him come back as a second-year player. How much better is he going to be next year compared to this year? Those kind of guys, and you can start turning into consistent winners if you can get those kind of guys coming back 2 and 3 years.
Yeah, and you look at the Sod Buster roster, a lot of freshmen on the team. Marcus Miller, Tanner Johnson, Luke Wenzel, Adam Deboer. You just wonder how much they will be better after this season if they decide to come back. We'll take you down to the field for our national anthem ahead of Game 1 against the Nebraska Prospects.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran through, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Another great rendition of our national anthem here at Duncan Field here in Hastings. First pitch coming right up here at Duncan Field, and we are set for a good one. As we told you about, both bats of the teams are hot right now, and Sod Busters, their pitching has come around as of late. Seen some new starters get the work done for the Sod Busters. Hayden Zaffino making a spot start last week. Cooper Gearhan coming on in relief, getting a save in his first Sod Buster appearance. And for a team that has struggled at home pitching all season, they hopefully have turned the corner and have put those woes behind them. It's tough taking a few weeks off after spring, and then if you did play in the spring, throwing right again can mess with your routine if you have one. But for Marcus Miller, he is back on the bump for the Hastings Sod Busters, and it's a guy who has faced the Prospects twice and has not a lot of success against them. In 2 starts against the Prospects, in total of 8 1/3 innings for Marcus, but 20 hits and 14 earned runs. So he has been tagged every time that he's faced the Prospects, and he holds an 0-2 record against the Prospects, 0-4 on the season. But we've seen Marcus Goodby here at home. If he can locate that fastball and then drop in that curveball low and away to get those hitters off stride, it's got to be a good, hopefully homecoming and a good game for Marcus here coming up.
Yeah, you hope so. He had 2 tremendous starts against the Fremont Moo and was not rewarded with a win in either one of those during the course of this season. And you mentioned he's just kind of in the wheelhouse of the Prospects. They're a very good contact team. They seem to find a way to adjust to the curveball. They make him throw the fastball for a strike, make him pitch strike one. If he doesn't pitch strike one, they can sit dead red, and they have just been outstanding at putting the ball in play and putting the ball where the Hastings Sod Busters aren't. Their 2 games against Marcus Miller.
Well, Marcus Miller ready to go for the Sod Busters. Sod Buster infield from 3rd to 1st in order: Tyler Welsh, Jace Valdez, Sod Buster debut; Taylor Gill and Nick Jones. Outfield from left to right: Cale Jensen, Lane Shires, Kyle Hildbrand, Marcos Cabranes behind the dish. First pitch is swung on and missed for Tyler Palmer. First pitch at 6:34 here in Hastings. The sun has crept out. It was pretty much overcast most of the afternoon, but we are here with a good sunny day here on this Tuesday. So the count 1-1 to Tyler Palmer, who plays center field today. We've seen him primarily at short here at Duncan Field. And Tyler Palmer on the year, a .314 average. A later addition to the prospects roster, but has filled in nicely. That breaking ball just misses inside, and Miller with the count 3-1. Tyler Palmer was a former Husker. Saw limited playing time under head coach Will Bolts as he works the 5-pitch walk. Seldom used, so transferred to Southeast Community College and had a pretty nice spring, the Columbus Scotive native. So he is on board, and that's a leadoff walk for Marcus Miller. And now you have Easton Swafford at bat, the lefty against lefty. Swafford, the team leader in hits, takes ball 1. Against the Sod Busters in 5 games, .235 average for Swafford. 4 hits, one of them being a triple, 2 runs batted in. He can also steal, too. That's going to get in the gap to left center field. Shires on his horse. Palmer will head to third, bobbled by Shires, and they will be at second and third with nobody out, as back-to-back have reached against Marcus Miller.
The dreaded leadoff walk has been so tough against Hastings this year, and that sets the table. Now a double, and already the prospects threatening against Miller and the Sod Busters.
So for Miller, he features that fastball and that kind of a lollipop curveball that can get into the high 50s at some points. I've seen it as slow as about 57 this year. So leadoff walk, if followed by a double, has the prospects knocking on the door right away in the first inning. Pitch is outside for ball 1, and it's 1-0. So Swafford with a double. He goes the opposite way. And that puts 2 on in scoring position with nobody out. Jackson Trout, the batter. Trout has had a lot of success against the Sod Busters. Flies this one in the air to right center field. Hiltbrand measures it up, makes the catch. Palmer tags at third, so does Swafford. Palmer scores, Swafford to third, and after 3 batters, the prospects have a 1-0 lead.
Fundamental baseball put it in play. Nice job for Trout to get it in the air. Hiltbrand did what he could to at least record the out, and then good base running for Swafford, who tags and gets to third base. So runner at third, less than 2 outs. The prospects already on top, 1-0.
So give Trout his team-leading 23rd RBI of the year as the prospects break through early in the first. Cole Kitchens lined to second and caught by Taylor Gill as he goes down and makes the catch, and there's a loud first out as Kitchens lines out.
Yep, good to see that. You get outs on back-to-back pitches after the sacrifice fly, and now Sod Busters minimize. You know, if you get out of this with 1 run allowed, Miller probably thinks that's a win.
So back-to-back out after the first 2 reached, and Caden Young will try to extend the inning. Breaking ball misses up high for ball 1. It is 1-0 to Caden Young, who has not hit Sod Buster pitching well. 4 games, just 2 hits in 13 tries for Young. Does have 4 RBIs and has reached base 3 times via a walk. Slashed foul, and look out to the left side. There is count goes to 1-1. Like we mentioned, the lot of inexperience on the Sod Buster roster. Miller not inexperienced by any measure, but just finishing up his freshman year. So, and you got to wonder, Marcus measuring in at 6 foot and a whopping 130 pounds. You got to wonder if maybe an off season for him, just building some more muscle, can help him get on that fastball, or if he wants to keep it like that and become kind of a softer, more crafty pitcher. Could definitely work either way for Miller. The 1-2. Way out in front, and look out, prospect dugout. Appears everyone dodged that bullet, and prospect dugouts will give him a hard time and tell Caden Young to straighten that one out.
Sam Rogge, I think, closest to the getting struck in the head as he put his hands over his head, and I think it just cleared his left shoulder.
1-2, swing and a miss. Miller goes to the elevated fastball at 80 miles an hour, so good fastball from Miller to strike out the Caden Young. Sod Busters allow a run. Prospects get one on an RBI sac fly. Sod Busters will play from behind. They go to the bottom of the first coming up.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sod Buster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Bottom of the first inning, Sod Busters coming up to bat after giving up one in the first. And for the Sod Busters, it could have been a whole lot worse. You have second and third with nobody out. Sod Busters and Marcus Miller doing a great job to minimize the damage and get out of the first inning with just one run allowed.
And you talk about Miller's youth, but kind of showing some experience there. Didn't panic after the early guys' reach and did what he could to help get out of the inning, and that's very veteran finish to that inning for Marcus Miller as he was able to survive with just the one run allowed.
So just the one run, and they will go to their first three hitters against P.J. Laux for the Prospects. Third time that we have seen P.J. Laux this season. Has made 2 starts against the Sod Busters and been pretty darn good in both of them. And in fact, both times that Laux has started, he has picked up the win against the Sod Busters. But on the year, Laux with a 2.47 ERA. He likes to work quick, as we know. First pitch is in there to strike one to Taylor Gill. Tim Stroman, our home plate umpire tonight, as Taylor Gill down in the count 0-1. Lines at the short, and right there is the shortstop Cunningham, and he snags that out of the air for out number 1. So Taylor Gill puts some good contact on it, but nothing to show.
Sure that PJ pretty excited about that. He actually pitched on Saturday, so he may be a little down on a pitch count today.
First pitch is ball 1 to Lane Shires. Lane Shires, a starting center fielder, and just got a piece of that one as the count goes to 1-1. Lane Shires came into Sunday's game with a 6-game hit streak, but did not get the start. In his only at-bat he saw as a pinch hitter, he walked. So technically his 6-game hit streak is over, but in every game that he started before that, he recorded a hit, but still has a 15-game on-base streak, as he has reached safely one way or the other in the past 15 contests. Laux working quickly again, and now he's missed with 3 straight, so the count goes to 3-1. Shires taking his time getting back in, trying to slow the delivery. Way inside, and that's ball 4, so a one-out walk for Laux. And Shires is aboard. And first inning base runners put the pressure on. Not saying that the Prospect bullpen is any easier, but these Prospect starters are very good. Want to get to them early.
Well, if you can take a lead, you see Trevor Varley use a totally different group of pitchers than they do when they have the lead, so that's one consideration.
Pitch is popped up. Cale Jensen swinging first pitch. It's Cunningham at short, and he will make the grab just shy of the outfield grass. So Cale Jensen retired on 1 pitch. And there are 2 out in the first inning with Shires remaining at first.
Cale's not going to be happy with that as he heads back to the dugout. And again, he has a few words with Marcos Cabranes in terms of maybe what to expect out of P.J. Laux. But you would think that the Sod Busters very familiar with what Laux has done after he's beaten them twice this year already.
Laux with a first inning walk, which not very characteristic of him, as he is very good control. Has good control right there. Gets that breaking ball on the outside corner for strike one to Marcos Cabranes. Laux has only walked one in his past 3 starts. 1 walk in each contest, that is. That fastball misses just a little bit low, not by much though. And count goes to 1-1. Fly ball to right side towards the line, and that will get out of play. And it's 1-2 to Marcos Cabranes.
Yeah, PJ Laux for the year, excellent ratio, 33 strikeouts to just 13 walks. But you just can't help but mention Joel Benish, who will probably get a chance to see this weekend at some point. 33 strikeouts, 4 walks.
Popped up on the infield once again, this time in foul territory. And the first baseman, Trout, puts the squeeze on that for out number 3. Shires works a 1-out walk, but the Sod Busters do not score. It's 1-0, second inning coming up.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sod Buster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
We go to the top of the second inning. Marcus Miller will be back out on the mound. And Marcus, not the best first inning, but like we said, could have been a whole lot worse. Marcus able to dodge further first inning troubles after the RBI sac fly in the first inning. But Sod Busters, like we mentioned, both teams with hot bats right now. The Sod Busters are batting .275 against the Prospects coming into this series, and the team batting average only at .248. So they've had success against the Prospect pitchers, but they have not had the pitching success, but they will try and bounce back there. First batter of the game, the inning rather, will be Britton Bond, as he will bat to lead off. Bond, the designated hitter today, and he takes ball 1 up high, 1 ball and no strikes. Bond from Council Bluffs, Iowa, one of the handful of Nebraska prospects, not technically from Nebraska, but Council Bluffs is pretty darn close to the border and pretty darn close to Nebraska.
Well,
in my
Arkansas
humble
is not.
opinion.
Darn it, yeah, let's get these out-of-state guys on there. Don't they have enough good players in the Omaha metro area?
You took the next words out of my mouth, Steve. A few Arkansas guys on the roster, a lot, as that pitch is grounded foul past third base. But yeah, the Nebraska prospects feature, let's count here, 1, 2, 3, at least 3 Arkansas guys.
And they can all play.
And they can,
Yeah,
yes.
They're all dudes.
We will see some more Arkansas guys in the lineup. Fly ball tailing away from Shires in center field. He dives and can't make the play. Bond will hit the bag at first, but will pump on the brakes as Hiltbrand backs him up and gets the ball in easily. So Bond with a leadoff single, and was that close to being robbed of a hit right there.
It was a great effort for Shires. I'm still not sure that Kyle Hiltbrand didn't have a better angle on it, but as the center fielder, you try to take over, and maybe Kyle just didn't have that great a read on it, but it was kind of a no man's land, pretty much at the 405 sign, although well short of that. But Lane Shires had to go a long way. As you see Lane get clear over to where he was, just look how far he ran to make that far.
It was country mile, to say the least, and yeah, you wonder, seemed like Hiltbrand held up a little bit. Shires must have been calling for that ball and let that ball go there, and you'll take the leadoff single. The last thing you want to give up is a collision in the outfield, trying to go with getting a ball there. Here is one of the Sod Buster killers at the plate, Colin Lynham. All Colin Lynham has done in 5 games has put up a .455 average with 10 hits. Just one of those being a double in 4 RBIs. So he knows how to hit this Sod Busters squad. But he is way out in front of that breaking ball. So the count goes to 2-1. So do I just have to mention he knows how to hit and he'll swing over that breaking ball every time? Or how does that work?
I'll do you one better. He's hot. He hit his first home run of the year on Sunday.
That's right. Now 323 takes strike 2 on the inside corner, and that's a good placement there from Miller. As count goes to 2-2, and that just shaving off a corner indeed. 2-2, fastball grounded to the left side, and that'll get through for a base hit. Oh, back-to-back hits, and Colin Lynham will continue his hitting ways. He is now 11 for 23 against Hastings this year. As he reaches first base, Bond goes to second, and there are 2 on with nobody out.
More pressure pitches coming here for Marcus Miller. The first 2 reaching in the opening frame, the first 2 on here in the second. And you hate to say it, but minimize, minimize, minimize. That seems like Marcus had to do that a lot this year when he's pitched against the prospects.
Tucker Bradley, one of the Arkansas prospects on this team. College stop was at Crowder College, and that pitch got a piece of Cabranes, but he appears to be all right. As, you know, you have all that padding behind there. It works most of the time, and that time it did, but it always seems like more often than not it'll find that space in the padding, but that was right off the shin guard of Cabranes. Miller with the 0-1. Breaking ball hit into center field. Shires came in, now back, and makes the catch, and tagging and advancing is Bond to third. The throw goes to third, and it will not be in time as both runners tag, and with the going to third, Lynham's able to tag and advance to second, and now there are runners at second and third with 1 out.
Really unfortunate Valdez didn't get out and have a chance to cut that off. You really wanted to hit your cutoff man there so you could have kept the runner at first, or certainly had a play on the man going from first to second, Colin Lynham.
So Shires making the throw. Now instead of maybe first and third and you have a double play in order, you have second and third, and Nathan Cunningham, who's pretty hot right now, but he swings at the first pitch and pops it out of play to the right field side towards the concession stands. And Cunningham, judging by the enthusiasm of Jason Frew, might be the beer batter tonight if I had to guess. He is the beer batter. I just giving Jason a hard time. He does such a great job on the field keeping these fans in the game and plugging all these promotions here. And if you recall last series, the beer batter did his job in every game in last series. Again, popped to the right side. This one might be a play for Jones at first, but it'll find the 4th row of seats down the right field line. And it's 0-2.
But keep in mind, the Hawaii Zap team striking out about 350 times. Nebraska prospects striking at about 260. So they're not as prone to strikeouts as Hawaii.
But given the fact that the prospects have played about 10 less games than too, so a little bit of a catch-22 there, but Cunningham's 1 strike away, but he takes that fastball up and in, and good pitch from Miller there. You probably expecting a curveball 0-2. Instead, he gave him the fastball there. Let's see what he comes up with here. Cunningham with 5 hits against the Sod Busters this year. And just got a piece of that one down the left field line, and that is oh so close to a beer batter strikeout, but Cunningham will get another swing.
And even more important, a strikeout here, and Miller would have a chance to survive this second inning with no damage done. So not only reduced beer, but from a baseball standpoint, this is a pretty big opportunity to get a strikeout. I know beer is big,
I guess,
but baseball, it would be really cool if you got a strikeout.
Crowd egging Miller and the Sod Busters on. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. A big second out for Marcus Miller. Fastball right there. And at the top of the zone, Cunningham cannot catch up, and he is struck out. And there is a loud second out.
And now here is the opportunity. Finish it off against a very tough hitter, their leadoff guy in Tyler Palmer.
Tyler Palmer has already reached base in the first inning. He bats now in the second inning. So 2 on with 2 outs, and after the first 2 reach, have fly out and strikeout, and now the Sod Busters are a pitch away at any given time. First pitch from Miller is a breaking ball, and Palmer way out in front of that, and kind of twirled around in frustration after that he got fooled by that one. So Bond at third, Lynham at second, and Palmer the batter. 0-1, breaking ball again, and this time Palmer getting a piece of it. And Miller now works the count 0-2. So he's gotten ahead of these hitters here. Can he finish the job? 2 breaking balls to Palmer. This time the fastball, and that misses at the shoulders for ball 1. And Miller so far kind of reverse pitching these hitters, starting off early counts with the breaking ball and finishing off with the fastball. And for a lot of guys that go up there looking fastball right away, and they might give up on strike 1, and that can definitely work to your advantage on the mound. Swing and a miss, fastball again, and Palmer strikes out. Third strikeout through 10 batters for Marcus Miller, as indeed the prospects do not score after they have 2 on with nobody out. Sod Busters are coming up down 1 in the bottom of the second.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by...
Beautiful day at Duncan Field as the Sod Busters play game 1 of 3 versus the pesky prospects of Nebraska. The Sod Busters will go for their second win against the prospects this year. Sod Busters were 0-3 in their first 3 appearances, but a week ago today they put on a show here at Duncan Field with offensive high in runs and hits, 15 runs on 17 hits, propelled the Sod Busters to a 15-8 win over the prospects last Tuesday. Nick Jones bats as he is now in the count 1-1 after taking strike 1. Jones been one of the better offensive producers on the team. Grounds this to short. Scooped up by Cunningham and guns over to first for the first out. And it's just about to say Jones has a little bit of a streak going. Don't want to jinx that by any measures, but he'll have to continue that streak in a later at-bat. Next batter is Landon Gaz against P.J. Laux, who, again, just on the bump, always ready to go from the wind, and puts on a speed run here. Ground ball softly to second base. Swafford charging in. The underhand flip is in time, and on 2 pitches, Landon Gaz is retired. 2 up, 2 down for the prospects.
I mentioned P.J. Laux threw a little bit of relief over the weekend. I was thinking, well, maybe you can get to the bullpen, but he has come out and just flat got outs here the first couple of innings, and he has been able to maximize every pitch so far.
Kyle Hiltbrand bats and takes ball 1 downstairs. Hiltbrand getting the start in right field today. Smokes one to third, and scooping it on the fly is Cole Kitchens at third, and Hiltbrand hits a loud third out. We're going quick at Duncan Field, 1-0 through 2 innings. The prospects coming back up in the third.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot, and sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. FiskChiropracticSportsClinic.com. Start feeling better.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
In the middle of a speed run so far at Duncan Field, already in the third inning here as the prospects come into bat, and both teams looking loose so far. And speaking of loose and ready to go, here is Steve Stein.
Thank you, Ryan Valentes. The Nebraska prospects 1-0. They got the dreaded leadoff walk in the first. That is the only run so far. Jackson Trout with a sacrifice fly to score that run from Tyler Palmer. And it'll be 2, 3, and 4 with Swafford, Trout, and Kitchens up there against Marcus Miller, who's done a nice job battling. He's allowed the first two base runners to reach each of the first 2 innings, but just 1 run allowed total. And Marcus Miller coming up with a pair of big strikeouts to end a threat in the second. He's thrown 35 pitches already, however, through the first 2 innings. Contrast that with P.J. Laux, who has thrown only 19 pitches while allowing a walk in the first 2 innings of play. A lefty-lefty matchup as we see Swafford step in. That certainly didn't bother Swafford the first time, as he was able to loft a double against Miller his first time up. Here's the pitch from Marcus Miller, and that's right across for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Easton Swafford. The 6-game series so far has been kind of weird. The prospects, their season high in runs scored came back on June 19th, 18, as they pounded out 24 hits in that 18-7 win. The pitch is missing, 1 ball and 1 strike. But the Sod Busters back on June 11th, they have their season high and the most runs allowed this year against the prospects, 15 in that 15-8 win, and they put up 10 runs in 1 inning against the prospects in that victory back on June 11th. So both teams with their season high in runs scored against one another. 2-1 the count now as Marcus Miller tries to retire the leadoff man for the first time today, and that is way outside. So after throwing a first pitch strike, he is now behind 3 balls and a strike on Easton Swafford. He is one of the Arkansas guys out of Crowder College, coming into today with a 3.08 average. First on the team in triples, first on the team in doubles with 2 and 7 respectively, and leads the team in runs scored as he fouls the pitch away. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Their home run leader doesn't hardly play. Joel Benish has played in only 11 games this year, and he has 4 home runs. They've seen him on the mound a couple of times, and once at the plate. He is just a great all-around athlete, not in the lineup today. As here is Swafford watching strike 3 go by, and that is back-to-back-to-back strikeouts wrapped around the second inning break, and 1 out here in the third inning. It's 1-0 prospects.
Yeah, that's a great pitch by Marcus right there. That's a fastball right on the outer corner, and as a left-handed hitter, you probably think maybe the curveball's coming, which Miller throws a lot with 2 strikes, but Swafford is guessing wrong there.
Jackson Trout takes ball 1. Trout with the lone RBI of the game. A sacrifice fly to right back in inning number 1. 1-0 prospects on top of the Hastings Sod Busters. Meeting number 7 of the season, as these two teams have seen each other plenty, and the prospects have won 5 out of 6 so far. Pitch across for strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. After the Sod Busters put up 15 against them on June 11th, they played a doubleheader the next day, and Hastings combined had only 4 runs and 9 hits, and 3 hits in the first game and 6 in the second. That 3-hit performance was against the aforementioned Joel Benish. Pitch across for a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Trout, standing in the right-handed box. Miller trying for a 4th straight strikeout. Here comes the lefty's pitch, and it's just off the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I thought Stroman maybe just flinched a hair behind home plate, but it was a ball. 2-2 the count with 1 out, nobody on here in the third, and the Sod Busters trailing at 1-0. 2-2 delivery. Beauty curveball, and Trout way out in front of that one. And how about back-to-back-to-back-to-back strikeouts against these fine Nebraska prospects?
4 in a row, and Marcos Cabranes and Tyler Welsh shot that was out number 3 as they both sheepishly run back out to the field. And I was about to say, 4 strikeouts in a row, 5 on the day for Miller, and he's done a great job so far mixing that fastball and curveball, and the prospects just do not know which one is coming right now.
Math is hard, and I've done that before too. Here's the pitch to Cole Kitchens, and he takes strike 1, no balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Marcos is going to get some hazing in the dugout for that one. Business major? Boy, I don't think I want you to be my accountant. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Pitch way high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Marcos has been so much fun to watch at a variety of positions, shortstop, second base, and outstanding catcher with the best arm on the team from a pretty deep group of catchers. 1-1 delivery, and this one fouled away. And Miller in front of Cole Kitchens, who hit it pretty hard his first time up, but lined out to second. He's 0 for 1. Kitchens coming into today with a team best 377 batting average, and like you mentioned, it's 625 against the Sod Busters with a pair of multi-hit games. 1-2 delivery. Off the inside corner, pretty close. 2-2 as Miller has really sharpened things up as this game is worn on. That huge second inning, able to get out of difficulty with no damage done after first and second, and nobody out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Bouncing ball foul, and it remains 2-2 on Cole Kitchens. Kitchens, another of the Crowder College Arkansas guys on the team. The Nebraska/Arkansas prospects. Sam just giving him a hard time. Trevor Varley, and I go back a long way. He's the head coach for the Nebraska prospects, a Central City High School grad. And he did reveal to me as I came in, watch out tomorrow. Prospects are going to have a dude play every position.
I want to say I did hear that from Varley too, and I want to say, should we keep it a surprise for tomorrow, or what do you think?
Doesn't matter, we can't, but that'll be fun. Line drive, left side, and a foul ball once again. So yeah, that'll be entertaining. So I was going to say, use a pencil tomorrow.
Yep. I'm going to say we're going to have to be this guy starting at short, then move to third, then second, then first, and so on. Not a whole lot of guys have actually done that in the major leagues either, so it'll be fun to see that guy get the opportunity.
3-2 pitch is fouled away once again. Quite a bat here for Cole Kitchens, and he did say that I think he's going to start in left and just do a rotation, left, center, right, then come on the infield.
So does that mean you get a pitch too, or is that just?
I would assume so. Yeah, it's going to 9 innings. He's going to play all 9 positions. So 1 inning is going to be a pitcher. I would suppose you'll maybe save that for the 9th. I don't know. You catch and pitch in back-to-back innings? I think that'd be tough. 3-2 pitch. Low for ball 4. Really good at bat there for Cole Kitchens, who just kept fighting off the strikes and earns a 2-out walk. That'll bring Caden Young to the plate. Young, lefty, will step in there for the Nebraska prospects on top by a score of 1-0. 1 run, 3 hits for the prospects. Sod Busters have not had a hit their first 2 at-bats against P.J. Laux, one of the top pitchers for this very deep Nebraska prospect crew. Pitch just off the inside corner to the left-handed hitter. 1 ball and no strikes on Caden Young. Columbus Scotus guy. Northeast Community College, 235 batting average coming into today. 16 runs batted in, 16 runs scored. 154 against the Sod Busters. Does have a multi-hit game, though, back when the prospects beat the Sod Busters 14-5 on May 29th. He's ahead in the count 2-0, so Miller, after losing Kitchens, has fallen behind Young. This inning not over. Got to find a way to finish the deal. And that's missing inside. So Miller so sharp there for a few hitters. Takes the ball back, a little bit of frustration as he grabbed it with that right hand glove, and now set to go again out of the stretch. 3-0 delivery, and that's across for strike, 3-1. So says the home plate umpire, Tim Stroman, and congratulations to Tim. He has just been named the new baseball coach at Adams Central High School. So going to be changing the blue for coaching box next year. Pitch inside, and it hits Caden Young. So back-to-back free passes, a walk and a hit batsman, and now the prospects trying to mount a 2-out rally with Britton Bond coming to the plate.
I'm sure that Scott Galusha, he can probably entice Tim somehow to come back next summer or even spring too to do some games for us, because Stroman has been here a lot with us, and we're I mean, I don't know about you. I really enjoy him as an umpire. He calls a very good game.
Yeah, like I say, hopefully his summer's free enough to do some Sod Buster games in his quote-unquote spare time. If you're a baseball coach, there's not much spare time.
You don't have spare time.
Nope.
You're always on call for whatever may happen, and Scott, he can attest to that too. And even some of the Frews too. You know, Brian Frew, or might be Jason, who's the softball coach too. It is always all hands on deck.
0-1 pitch on the way, and this one is lofted in the air to right center field. Hiltbrand has it measured and makes the play. So after the walk and the hit batsman, nothing comes to fruition for the Nebraska Prospects. No runs, no hits. 2 men left with the bottom half of inning number 3. 1-0 Prospects, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
And the bottom half of inning number 3, pitch counts, one of the stories of the early part of this game. Marcus Miller's already thrown 62 pitches to get 9 outs. P.J. Laux has thrown just 19 to record 6 outs for this Nebraska Prospects crew, as Hastings trying to find a way with their 8, 9, and 1 hitters against the fine right-hander P.J. Laux, who comes in at 5-1 with 2 of those wins coming against the Sod Busters. Laux worked 2 scoreless innings against Fremont in relief on Saturday with a couple of strikeouts and a walk. Here is Tyler Welch getting an opportunity to be in the starting lineup today. He's 2 for 12 on the year, scored a run in 6 games played, and big swing, no contact. Did go 0 for 1 against Milwaukee on Sunday. No balls and a strike on Welch, with Hastings College teammate Chase Valdez waiting on a deck.
For Tyler, first time he's seen the starting lineup since June the 11th, and only 2 hits of the season came in that game, so he'll look to get it going at the plate.
And he does.
Boom!
Line drive, left side, base hit. Welch says, give me some more starts. Tyler left the team for a while, back in uniform here for the final few weeks of the regular season, and maybe in the lineup a little more if he has that kind of a bat as the Sod Busters get their first hit. Here's Jace Valdez, his Sod Buster debut today. He's from Westminster, Colorado, another Hastings College guy getting a chance to play for his college coach. And he grounds us and back up the middle. That could be 2. Dish to second for 1. Over to first and dug out nicely. 6-4-3 twin killing is Nate Cunningham. Perfect toss to Swafford. Swafford with the turn and a nice job for Caden Young to get it on the short hop. And Valdez has gone quickly, and we're back at the top of the order.
Yeah, unfortunate ball placement there. Valdez hit it hard, and I mean, you'll take that. At least you hit it hard, but then again with the runner on, double play, and now you're back to square one in the 3rd inning.
And Taylor Gill takes strike 1, and again, pitch count. Laux not having to throw any pitches. 23 pitches total, and here's a hard hit ball to center field, but no problem there. Is ranging over in left center is Tyler Palmer, and a very quick 3rd inning despite the leadoff single from Tyler Welch, and we head to the 4th inning. It's still 1-0 Prospects. This is Sod Buster Baseball. Sod Buster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sod Buster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
I don't know if Marcus Miller hardly even got sat down. He's right back out there in the 4th inning, and you don't like to see that after he had to battle after 2 outs to get that 3rd out. P.J. Laux takes only 6 pitches to get 3 outs in the bottom half of the 3rd. Marcus Miller will throw his 63rd pitch of the day. He'll take on the bottom of the lineup, Lynham, Bradley, and Cunningham. You think, oh, bottom of the lineup, that'll be easy. Except they have Colin Lynham batting in the 7th spot in the batting order. Colin Lynham already has a single today, and that pushes him to 11 for 23 against the Sod Busters this year, with a couple of multi-hit games, including a 5-hit game back in that 14-5 win on May 29th. As Lynham, outstanding player out of Wayne State. His twin, Cade Lynham, plays a lot of baseball as well. They graduated from Platteview High School, went on to Northeast Community College, and now sharing playing time together for the Wildcats of Wayne State. Miller, the lefty, brings it to the right-handed batter, and high and outside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Lynham followed Britton Bond with a single back in the 2nd. Those 2 guys were stranded, though, after a fly out and a couple of strikeouts from Miller. 1-0 delivery. Beauty on the inside corner, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike as that pitch hit 63 miles an hour and perfectly placed. Marcus Miller atop the hill, working quickly, 1-1 delivery, and the fastball a little bit low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on Colin Lynham. Gorgeous day for baseball, the wind blowing in from center field here at historic Duncan Field. 408 to center field, 405 to the alleys. 370 down the left field line, 367 to right. Lynham lofts this one high in the air, short center field. Actually going to stay on the infield, and over to make the catch is Valdez to record the first out, as Lynham did not get much of that one at all. 1 out here in the 3rd.
Definitely looked like that one was going to see the outfield. Wind is blowing in just a little bit, and Lynham just got under that one, so he will now go to a 1-2 day.
Tucker Bradley steps to the plate now. He flew out to Lane Shires in center field his first time up. Shires flanked by Jensen and Hiltbrand, and hits it hard right back up the middle. Shires going to have to play this one on several hops, and a 1-out single for Tucker Bradley. 1 on, 1 out for Nate Cunningham. It's the 4th hit of the game for the Nebraska Prospects. The Sod Busters have just 1 hit, and that hit was erased on a double play almost immediately. Here's Nate Cunningham. He struck out his first time up. He was the 2nd strikeout victim of Marcus Miller and the beer batter, so the Sod Buster fans giving reduced price alcohol the first time. They're hoping for a repeat, and strike 1. No balls and 1 strike as Jason Frew, a PA guy on the field, shouting for that, and the fans already excited. Not a bad crowd for a Tuesday night. Unbelievable crowds over the weekend to watch the Sod Busters beat Hawaii 2 out of 3. Pitch taken outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Nebraska Prospects had a weird 2-game series with Fremont. They won on Saturday 8-4 despite being out hit 7-6. And then there was a whole bunch of hits on Sunday, but not nearly the kind of offensive showing you would expect for the number of hits. Pitch across for strike. It's now 1-2. The Prospects had 3 runs on 12 hits and lost 8-3. Fremont was out hit 12-10 but won the game. So Fremont out hit but won after the Prospects were out hit and won on Saturday. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for the beer batter, and there are 2 outs in the inning, and back to the top of the order for Palmer. Jason Frew, pretty darn good at selecting beer batters.
I'd say as of late, he has been money. Start of the season, you know, we don't have numbers, and like we were talking about earlier, we'll have to keep numbers on this next season. See what the average and the how many strikeouts the beer batters actually get. But he has done a great job as of late.
Assuming Sky Galusha wants me back, I'm gonna have to put that on my list of things to do to keep track of the batting average or the strikeout average of the beer batters. And now at the top of the order for Tyler Palmer. Palmer walked and scored his first time up. That's the only run of the game. 1 run, 4 hits for the Prospects as the pitch is right across for strike. 1-1 on Tyler Palmer. Runner at first, 2 outs. So far, no movement for Tucker Bradley over at first. Bradley doesn't have a stolen base this year. This Prospect team outstanding. 61 out of 64 in stolen bases for the year. Here's the pitch. On the inside corner for strike 2. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Palmer. Danny Sponberg is not in the lineup today as the leading stolen base guy for this Nebraska Prospects crew. He is 11 for 11. 1-0. Prospects on top. Miller trying to work his way through a very solid 4 innings, and now will break contact. He'll step off, get reset here as he looks at Marcos Cabranes, catcher. And Tyler Palmer trying to continue the inning. 1-2 pitch. Ooh, just missed. Did not get the high strike call there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, as that one was high, despite what the Sod Buster fans in attendance were hoping. But a pretty good pitch for Miller and a very good take for Tyler Palmer. 2-2 with 2 outs, runner at first. Sod Busters trail it by a score of 1-0 in the top of the 4th. Pitch. Took something off of that one, and Palmer, really good job to get a piece of it. So you go with the fastball up and comes right back with the curveball down, and Palmer able to just get enough of it to keep the at-bat alive on that 63-mile-an-hour bender from Marcus Miller. He's a Hastings guy, and his hometown Legion team was on the verge of staying alive in their area tournament today up in Grand Island. Runner goes, 2-2 pitch is hit hard to the third baseman, fielded cleanly. Welch has got it, throws to first. In time, Jones able to hold the bag, and nothing happening for the Prospects in the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Way to the bottom half of inning number 4. It is 1-0, Prospects on top.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by...
Out of the bottom half of inning number 4, P.J. Locke's ready to go. Get his catcher out there. He is raring to go. 25 pitches thrown through the first 3 innings to retire the Sod Busters, as they will just have their number 2 batter coming up. So they've batted only 1 over the minimum, had the 1-out walk to Lane Shires back in the first. The leadoff single for Tyler Welch in the 3rd, but he was erased immediately on a double play ball by the number 9 hitter, and then Taylor Gill flew out. So P.J. Laux, outstanding shape here to work very deep in this one for the Prospects. And Marcus Miller, probably not going to have an opportunity to work a complete game, but has done a great job of putting up 0 since allowing that run in the first inning, particularly against Miller. You know, Miller's already now throwing a 3rd time against the Prospects, but this by far his best showing to this point, as he has been able to mystify them at times and put 0s on the board for the most part. Lane Shires up there now, taking ball 1 ball and no strikes to the Kearney guy. Lane Shires is playing college ball at Northwest Missouri State. Hits this one hard to the left center field gap, and Shires around first, headed to second. He's going to have himself a leadoff double, and Lane Shires continues to swing it well. That was one of the things he was hoping to prove on this summer, really working on his hitting, and after taking a few weeks off, he has come back hot.
Yeah, and if you don't count the last Sunday's game where Shires came on as a pinch hitter, that's 7 games in a row that Shires has had a hit, and he is swinging a hot bat as of late after starting off the year less than average.
The last 7 games he started, he has had a hit. Put it that way. Cale Jensen trying to bunt him over to third base, and the ball hit the bat while Jensen was still in the batter's box a second time, so it's a foul ball and no balls and a strike on Cale Jensen.
Prospect dugout trying to convince Stroman, the home plate umpire, that Jensen was out of the box when he hit that the second time, but they don't win that argument.
0-1 delivery on the way. Jensen this time not bunting and takes strike two. And Cale, after popping up his first time up on the first pitch, is now going to have to battle here against Laux. No balls and 2 strikes as Laux comes set out of the stretch, looking at his catcher Tucker Bradley, and the pitch off speed outside, and it goes to 2-1 on that 70-mile-an-hour curveball. Cale Jensen, I should say, down to the count 1-2. Leader in home runs for the Hastings Sod Busters, including one here at Duncan Field, which clipped the top of the wall and got over. Pitch in the dirt, bounces away, but not far enough for Shires to advance. Good job for Tucker Bradley to chase it down. It's 2-2 on Cale Jensen. Jensen, exercise science major at North Dakota State, was a redshirt this past year. Getting some good experience here in the summer. 2-2 pitch. Stays alive. Good job for Cale to get another opportunity. That's Cale Jensen for the Hastings Sod Busters, coming off a 3-for-13 series against Oahe. Hitting .286 against Nebraska, 4 out of 14 coming into today. 2-2 pitch. Jensen, good job getting that one off the shoe tops to stay alive, and he'll face the 7th pitch of this at-bat. Lane Shires, a leadoff double. Jensen, if nothing else, just roll one over to the right side and move Shires on to third. See what Jensen can get done. P.J. Laux would love to find a way to get one by Jensen. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Smoked, but just foul. Man, another foot or two to the inside, and that is extra bases for Cale Jensen. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Took something off there, just at 71 miles an hour, but Cale just a little bit in front of that as Laux hung that one over the center of the plate.
Here's one up the middle, and that's a base hit. Shires had to wait. He is going to round third and will be held there. Had to make sure that wasn't going to be caught, and Jensen with the velocity off the bat there, that got to the center fielder, Palmer, in a hurry, so no chance for Shires to score. But first and third, tremendous speed and nobody out. Let's see what Marcos Cabranes can get done. This is one of the guys you would like up there in this kind of situation.
Cabranes, the team leader in hits, knows how to find the outfield if need be, knows how to bunt if need be. He could do anything at the plate right now for the Sod Busters.
Maybe take over sole possession of first place in doubles for the year. That would be nice for the Sod Busters. Good chance to get 2 if he can do that. He'll take strike 1 instead. No balls and 1 strike. He popped up to the first baseman. Don't want anything like that if you're a Sod Buster fan. Fly ball to an outfielder, could get a run home. 0-1 pitch. Cabranes takes strike 2. P.J. Laux has come right back with a vengeance there as he throws an 83-mile-an-hour fastball. And Cabranes, like Cale Jensen, going to have to battle. Jensen, a tremendous at-bat after falling down 0-2, worked a single against Laux. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that's taken outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Marcos Cabranes. One of the fan favorites here. Helped the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys to an NCAA Division II regional. Ball popped out of play. Remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Marcos Cabranes, batting in the 4 spot. He's kind of settled into that role here over the last couple of weeks, as they've been fairly consistent with the lineup in that top half. 1-2 pitch on the way. Outside, tremendous stop on the one-hopper from Tucker Bradley, and it's 2-2.
I don't know how he corralled that one, but he finds a glove there, kind of like a hockey goalie sliding over and putting the glove out there, and great play to keep this game in the favor of the Prospects.
Here is a high fly ball center field. Will it be deep enough to score the run? Shires going to try. Here comes the throw home, and Shires is out. Great job for Tyler Palmer to gun down Lane Shires. You had tremendous speed at third base, but the Sod Busters cannot score as Cabranes has a fly ball to center, but not deep enough, and give Tyler Palmer credit. Little disappointed that Cale Jensen didn't get down to second because that throw came all the way through, and Jensen did not advance first and second on the play, so there are 2 outs.
Yeah, how about the hose by Palmer? Usually see him on the infield, but that infielder arm really showed off that power there as gets the outfield assist on Shires there.
So now runner at first and 2 outs, and Nick Jones at the plate taking strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, and this pitch is a little bit low for ball 1. Now do you turn Jensen loose to try to get him in scoring position? Is 3 for 3 in stolen bases. does take a little bit bigger lead here, and bouncing ball foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Laux jumping on pretty much every hitter here. You're battling back from 1-0, 2-0, or 0-1 or 0-2 down. In most cases, Lane Shires the only exception here this inning. 1-2 pitch on the way, and Jones, good job of getting a piece of that one. Sprays it foul on the left side. It remains 1-2. So first base only now after the flyout from Cabranes and the throw out of Lane Shires at home. Jones hits it hard and by the first baseman. Jensen will hit the second base bag. He'll go first to third. Jones keeps it alive here in this 4th inning, and they'll take that and maybe have a chance to get on the board now if Landon Gaz can come up with a 2-out hit.
How about Nick Jones keeping his hitting ways going? He is one of the guys with that hit streak alive, and he extends his hitting streak to 8 consecutive games here in this past few weeks. So he can find those gaps, and he has done it well.
And now Landon Gaz, who grounded out his first time up, is taking a first pitch ball. Another nice stop there for Bradley to save a run. So Jones was already hitting it pretty well before he got his haircut, and has just kept on rolling after the Braden Mackey new due to Nick Jones. 1-0 delivery. We're theorizing that there would be a big line to Mackey to get haircuts after Jones had a multi-hit game the day he got a haircut from Mackey, but Jones was already swinging it pretty well. 2-0 to Gaz. Can he drive one? That takes ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Trying to get an at-bat here for Hiltbrand if he can find a way to get on. As the Sod Busters, man, that double play, the fly out and the throw out at home looming large, and Hastings still trying to find a way to get on the board. 3-0 pitch is in there for strike 1. 3-1 on Landon Gaz, who's seen his batting average slip to 200 on the year. Does have 11 runs batted in and 13 runs scored. Went 0 for 4 Friday against Oahe. Didn't play Saturday or Sunday, and now takes ball 4. So good job for Gaz. Not trying to do too much. Give it to the next guy, and Kyle Hiltbrand, who hit it pretty well his first time up, lined out to the third baseman, and here comes Trevor Varley. A quick little march to the mound to visit with P.J. Laux, who was dominant through the first 3 innings, but here in the 4th, he has seen the pitch count mount a little bit. He's up to 51 pitches thrown. 26 of them, over half his pitches, have come here in the 4th.
Yeah, and this is a guy that Trevor Varley knows that his starter does not really walk guys. Just 13 walks coming into the game and 39 2/3 innings pitched. And that breaks a 3-game streak of where Laux had walked 1 or less, now with 2 walks here on the game. But yeah, this inning, he has shown that he is mortal. And for the prospects, most of their starters that we've seen in the past 5 games, they have been pretty dominant and pretty consistent through 5 and 6, even 7 innings. So Sod Busters, you got to get this opportunity here, because you're not going to get many more of them throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, you hope you can find a way after the disappointment earlier this frame. How big would it be? Ball bounces away from the catcher, but just a few feet. And another nice job for Tucker Bradley to keep it in front. He has saved at least 2 runs this inning with his job behind home plate. Hiltbrand trying to come through, count his way, 1-0. Laux brings it home. And this one hit between third and short. 1 run will score. The Sod Busters are going to move station to station, as they're not going to risk Jones coming in against Colin Lynham. But how about the job of the Sod Busters when they were on the verge of really doing nothing after that double play? 3 straight have reached. Kyle Hiltbrand with the RBI single, and the Sod Busters have tied it up at 1.
Hiltbrand needed that one.
Yep. A lot of resilience shown for this team, because it would have been very easy just to say, well, that's our opportunity. Let's go on to the next inning, but they would not do that. And now here's Tyler Welch trying to keep it going. He's 1 for 1 on the day. And Laux driven back up the middle by Welch. He's 2 for 2. 1 run scores. Here comes a second run home. They will throw to third. No play at home. And how about Tyler Welch in his return to the starting lineup? 2 for 2. 2 runs batted in. And the Sod Busters have a 3 spot and their first lead of the game against the Nebraska Prospects.
Tyler, he is on fire. Give him a 2 RBIs, and like we said, just those 2 hits in 1 game. He had been hitless since in the other half of the season, but he has found his hitting ways here.
Jace Valdez taking ball one. Another unbelievable stop for Tucker Bradley. That was clear over the left-handed batter's box. It took a hop, and Bradley swiped at it and comes up clean again. He has just been amazing behind home plate. 1-0 the count now. And the pitch is popped up for Valdez. Out of play. Valdez hit it hard, but right at the shortstop for a 6-4-3 double play his first time up in his Sod Buster season debut. 3-1 the score. The Sod Busters have broken on top here in inning number 4. And the pitch. On the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Valdez out of Westminster, Colorado. He's a Hastings College guy. Following up, Tyler Welch, who's Hastings College proud. This one is grounded to the left side. Could be a tough play. The shortstop's got it. Long row to first. What a play. Oh, my goodness. Nate Cunningham, I thought he made an error in judgment there. I thought he could have just thrown to third to get the force there to end the inning. Clear across his body to gun down Valdez, but the Sod Busters come up with a 3 spot in the 4th, and they lead for the first time today. We'll head to the 5th inning. It's 3-1 Hastings. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
Hastings Sod Busters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sod Busters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodBusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sod Busters baseball. It's a hit.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sod Busters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back, or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Sod Busters break through in a big way in the 4th inning. They tag prospect starter P.J. Laux for 3 runs, and the first time the Sod Busters have gotten to him this season. And Marcus Miller back out on the mound, and we are joined once again for first time in a while.
Yeah,
General Manager
Yeah.
owner Scott Galusha joins us in the booth.
We
Scott,
just had some big nights where I had to pay attention to all the people that make this happen, but it's nice to be back. I love doing this, so I appreciate it very much. And that was nice. PJ, he does a good job, and really we saw a bunch of really good plays, a bunch of really good at-bats there, and just 2 tremendous defensive plays by the prospects as well. So that was good baseball, fun to watch, and we won that inning, so that was really good for the Busters.
it's all about winning the innings, really.
Yeah.
It's just getting as much as you can as a time, because this prospect squad, which we've seen this season in their 5 games, you aren't going to get too many opportunities,
No.
and they put up a big spot there. And how about Tyler Welsh, starting third baseman today? Hasn't seen much playing time, but he has turned it on today.
Yeah, he was gone. He was gone for a few weeks, had some stuff that he was going to do with his family, and some of these kids just need a break. So glad to see him back, and a 2-out hit. That was really nice. We had, an opportunity to score there and a tremendous play by the center fielder, but we were able to stay with it and good two out hits, and now we got the lead. So now we got to go back and play some solid defense.
And Marcus Miller back out there, and we mentioned pregame in both of his outings against the prospects. He had given up 7 runs in both games, but so far just the 1 run in the first. And like we mentioned, this guy isn't going to blow you away. But
Nope.
Scott, do you think you might like this guy back next summer? He's been a solid guy on the mound, can pitch the innings when he needs to, and hopefully up from here.
Yeah, he's a solid starter for us, and this is he's their number 1 guy for Hastings College and had a really good year for Joel, and he's learned a little bit School of Hard Knocks, a little bit step up in competition, but he's got better and better. And unfortunately just walked the leadoff hitter. But if he doesn't walk the leadoff hitter, and we try to get our plan with him is to try to get early pitch action. And if we can do that, then he's pretty effective.
And speaking of effective today, minus the first inning with the run scored, he has mixed that fastball and curveball really well. And it seems like the prospects just aren't timing up whatever that is he's throwing. And like I said, he doesn't throw very hard, but that fastball and curveball have worked for him if he can locate them, it seems
Absolutely.
like.
Yeah, you just got to get on top, and you've got to use the fastball as a surprise. And if he can, but he has to throw the breaking ball for a strike in order to get there. But when he does, he can be effective and get just about anybody out.
And speaking of guys who are first year of the team and guys who have been coming in and out all season, first fly ball to center field. Shire's on his horse into right center field, and did he make the catch? He did make the catch, and they're going to double the runner off at first. He has no idea the Sod Busters have caught the ball, and that will be a double play as Shire's all the way back in right center field alley makes the grab and doubles Easton Swafford off at first.
Hey,
and how about that for a double play?
What a great play! But you know what? Lane deked the runner a little bit there. I think I'm going to ask him, but I think he thought he was in trouble for a second there. But he had turned on the jets and was able to run that down on a nice play.
I thought he was in trouble too. That ball was loud off the bat, but Shire's able to run it down and
seemed to carry real well. And
it
the ball
did.
doesn't usually carry real well here, but that ball seemed to carry. So nice play by Shire's and a big 2-out. Erased that walk, and now we got to finish here.
And Cole Kitchens has done nothing but hit Sodbuster pitching.
There we go.
But he grounds it softly to short. Jace Valdez gets his chance and makes the play for out number 3. So
Nice
a leadoff
job.
walk, and it comes around for no runs as Sodbusters turn the double play. And like you mentioned, or like we just mentioned, Jace Valdez, a newcomer on the team.
Yep.
And for Joel, we've seen a lot of guys go in and out. It's tough to assemble a roster at the start of the season, but kind of mix and matching the roster throughout the season can be tough too, but these guys have played really great baseball with a lot of new faces coming in and out.
I'm on the phone all the time, always looking to add, and you know, Jace is just going to be with us for a day or so. Josh Printer is just he's nursing a finger a little bit.
Yep.
And we thought another day would be good, so we might have him for a day or two. We know he can play defense here, and he made a nice play there. But it's nice that we have kind of a list of guys that when we need help, we got them to be here.
And let's go down to the dugout personnel. You have Joel Skipper, Corey Cranda, Vinny Carone, but the guy we don't talk a lot about much is Andy Chase, our statistician and guy who keeps all the stats for us, keeps the game changer. He's got a new look today, I see.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. I'm not sure. Andy is the original Sodbuster, and he's been here since I started back in 2018, I think. July of 18, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's been a long time. But I've never seen him. I've never seen him clean shaven. I think he looks like he's at least 12. Had to introduce myself to him. But, you know, the guys love Andy. And, you know, I love to talk about Andy because he's a family member of ours. We spend a lot of time together. And, you know, everybody loves Andy, and he's a part of us. He's one of the very few true Sodbusters. And, you know, there really has never been anybody more proud to wear that uniform than Andy Chase.
And from my understanding, it was due to the series win. The first series win at home is what he shaved it for, is what I was told.
I asked him, and he said he just needed a new look. So
Okay.
I'll figure out. We'll talk next time and see if we can figure out what the real truth is, and we'll get to the bottom of it.
Taylor Gill hits that ball to first base, but Jackson Trout makes the play, and then Taylor Gill grounds out 3 unassisted. And speaking of which, that's another nice guy who's been a nice addition to this roster.
Yeah.
Another guy who has come in and played nicely. He's hit in 5 of 6 of his games, and that's another guy who I assume you've been in contact with. And
Oh yeah, yep. We knew. You know, Marcus. Another nice play.
another play to Trout at first, and another 3 unassisted ground out as Lane Shires is retired and quickly 2 outs.
Playing pepper with him over there.
Yep.
You know, we get a lot of guys from Marcus Clapp and his staff over there at Northeast Community College in Norfolk, and you know, some of his guys that play a lot, they need a little bit of a break, and so we always knew that Taylor was going to be a possibility, and got a chance to. Marcus called and said he's from Utah, wants to drive in and play the second half, and we were happy to get him. So he's a nice player for us. He's fast. He's going to go to the University of Ohio next year.
Yep.
Just a really good player, and you've seen him play multiple places for us and looks pretty comfortable no matter where you put him.
He does, and he has been a nice addition to the Sodbuster roster. Cale Jensen with an 0-2 count takes ball 1 outside, and hard to believe, today, Scott, is June 18th, just under 2 weeks until the season is over, I guess rather for the players, as there's a base hit for Cale Jensen into right field, and after 2 ground outs to first base. Jensen is on. He's now 2 for 3 and has scored a run. And as I was saying, the season's almost over, I guess, for us, but not necessarily for you. But after that July 31st hits, because unfortunately it doesn't look like the Sod Busters will be dancing in the playoffs this year. But so after that, what does the season look like for you after that?
Well, really, we take about a week to get all our stuff out of Duncan and kind of we do some exit interviews and we do some visiting with the coaches. Come on, Marcus.
Marcos Cabrane smokes this to left, but Lynham will let it fall. I thought he might have that one lined up, but it falls in front for a base hit. And now 2 consecutive singles put first and second on with 2 outs, and you have Nick Jones, who has been hot at the plate.
Yeah, hit a hard ball to right field last time up. That's probably a smart play. If I thought maybe he had a chance to play that, but if he misses it, it's a run. So it's a smart play to keep it in front and take another hit to score a run for us, but we got the right guy up here.
Especially already down by 2 runs. And how about the Sod Busters getting 3 in the 4th inning? The Sod Busters allowing 1 in the 1st inning, and it's been a theme. The Sod Busters have gotten down early and unfortunately often, but a great at-bats by the guys in the 4th inning to keep this a ball game and even take the lead too. But
off to a good start today, and we hung around. They had a chance to score more than 1 in the 1st, and we were able to minimize that.
Runner goes from second. Jensen is just back in there,
and missed the tag.
Might have missed the tag indeed, and Jensen just sneaks that arm back in there, perhaps trying to time up the delivery of Laux. And like Steve and I have been talking about, this guy works fast, and he always has his sign, and he is ready to go. But Jensen, fortunately, safely back in. And the count goes to 2-1 to Nick Jones here with 2 outs in the 5th inning.
I've been really impressed with our kid. Our record is surely not where we want it to be, and we're not very happy with that. But we are happy with our kids have never quit. We just continue to grind and work out and work hard, and our fans recognize that, and we're really proud of that. It's a testament to the quality of our coaching and the quality of kids that we have. They're here to work hard, and they do that. And unfortunately, we've been on the wrong side of a lot of close games, but the nice part is our kids have never quit, and they continue to compete night in and night out.
Well, and give yourself credit, Scott. You and the guys on the field and the stands, they put up heck of promotions. They get the fans to come back out with great deals, as Nick Jones will take a called strike 3 on the outer half of the plate. But we are very thankful for all you guys do on the on-field stuff and the promotions and keeping these Duncan fan fields happy, like you said, in the midst of this.
Yeah, we've got a really good staff, and so I'm really proud of, if you put yourself around good people, it helps make you look good. And we've got a great staff. Brian Frew and the Frew boys do a fantastic job with our script, and a night in, night out. And Trevor and Tim Johnson on my side, we work pretty hard to do what we can. But, we have good people around us. That's one thing my dad taught me. You'll look a lot smarter if you put good people around us. So I got good people in the booth here. I got good people down there. I'm surrounded by good people. And because of that, we're able to be successful. And I believe we're going to get better and better as a baseball team. Obviously, we're not going to get it done this time around, but my goal is before I leave, we're going to get this taken care of.
Absolutely. All right, so it's been a while since you've been up. Are any shout-outs, any milestones, anything you need to talk about before you head out?
I guess, my second grandson was 2 yesterday, so I got to say hi to Jake and Amanda and Jared in Norfolk, Virginia. And then usually my mom and dad are watching, so mom and dad, hi, I love you. It was nice seeing you the other night. They were here. And I've got family all over the place. Kenny, Cassandra, Maddie, Allie, everybody's been back this summer. So I'd just like to say hi to them because it does take a lot of time. Our staff is here 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I usually beat them here, and we're usually here till about 11 o'clock at night. So if you see one of those staff members, tell them thank you, because it takes a lot to get this done, and thankfully we've got good people behind us, and we're really proud of our show.
We really do appreciate Scott and everybody else here at Duncan Field. So the Sod Busters back out on the field for the 5th inning, and also I guess another thing worth mentioning, we do have home games scheduled all next week, but we might have a change of scenery.
Well, we do. after our schedule was made, the Legion program has a couple extra going to host a tournament, which is hats off to them. They do a tremendous job, Hastings Legion here. So we're going to have to move our games on Tuesday and Wednesday, and it looks like we're going to at least play one of those two in Grand Island up at Ryder Park. We've done that before in years past, and so we're going to do that again. It's not quite finalized yet. We'll get that officially posted and listed here in the next 24 hours, but next week we will play a game in Grand Island, and then we'll be back in back in Hastings for Thursday through Sunday to finish up the year.
And I don't know about you, but it feels like I just came up here to check our new equipment here just about 3 weeks ago, but here we are at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Pop up in foul territory. Marcos makes the catch, and right in front of the prospect dugout, and Britton Bond's retired.
It's amazing how fast it goes, quite honestly. I mean, Trevor and I, we start working just before Thanksgiving, and then we work. It gets hotter and hotter as we get going, and once we get to May, we're like, okay, hey, yay, baseball's here. Then before you know it, we got 43 games down, 12 to go, and we're about done. And so it's a lot of work, but we sure enjoy doing it, and it's a lot of fun, and we're just happy to be able to have this in our community.
Britton Bond singles up the middle on the first pitch he sees from Marcus Miller, who, like we said, he has been a healthy addition to this roster. I mean, you're a coach. In your personal opinion, I mean, does Marcus, he's not that big of a guy. Like, would it help him to increase his size a little bit and maybe get some velo on that fastball, or is he going to become this crafty pitcher?
Well, I think Marcus is always going to be a crafty lefty. I mean, that's just the way he's built. He's a slight guy. I've never seen a guy listed at 130.
Yeah.
But I do try to encourage him to eat mashed potatoes. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him get in the weight room a little bit, and he's working on it. He's actually put a little weight on, but he's just a slight guy to start with, and so I do think he's going to be a crafty lefty. But I think that's part of the reason why he's good. And he uses the fastball as a changeup, essentially. He pitches backwards, so he gets on top with the breaking balls, and then when you're looking for that breaking ball, he'll throw that 70-mile-an-hour right by you. And really, that's a great piece of hitting by number one there. I don't know his name. You got the book, not me. Colin Lynham. Fantastic. Didn't try to do too much, just put the barrel on the ball, and that's what you got to do at Duncan Field. If you try to hit the ball hard, you're going to be in trouble because somebody's going to run it down in the outfield. But if you there's a lot of room out there, and if you just try to put the barrel on the ball, good things happen. So Prospect's got a little thing going here. 2 singles in a row. Neither one hit real hard, but good job of hitting, and now the pressure's back on Marcus and the Busters.
And speaking of the not going to put it over anyone's head or over the wall, we've actually seen 3 home runs here this year at Duncan Field, and from what I understand, that's a little bit of a statistical anomaly.
That's one more than were hit in the first 4 years of me being an owner here. So there's only been 5 since I've owned it, and there's only been 1 that wasn't hit by a Sod Buster, and that was the kid from Fremont that beat us the other night.
Yep, on Independence Day.
On Independence Day, that's right. That was July 4th. All my days run together. And you know what? Take nothing away from any home run that's ever been hit at this field because it's a monster shot. But when we looked at the stat track of it, it wasn't hit as hard as a lot of balls that have seen it, but he hit it in the right spot in the right time and made really good contact, and hats off to him. That was a big home run in a big spot. And down by 2, hit a 3-run home run out of Duncan. That's a memory that young man's going to have for a long, long time.
And Cale Jensen and Nick Jones for the Sod Busters will have their memories for a long time. And this is Jones' 3rd year here, correct?
Nick Jones, this is 2 for Nick Jones.
The 2nd year.
2 for Nick Jones.
First time he had hit a home run, and Cale Jensen, his first game at Duncan Field, hit that home run too.
I got a great story. Nick Jones, our first baseman, DH, just one of my favorite people on the earth, just a tremendous young man. The other night, him and I were visiting, and he said, Scott, or Mr. Scott, he calls me. Better get it right. He calls me Mr. Scott.
For the record.
For the record, yep. He said, this place means a lot to me. I want to give you something. And I said, okay, what do you want to give me? And he goes, I want to give you the home run ball that I hit out of Duncan.
Wow.
And I said, no way. I said, there's a lot of things that you can give me, and I would say, okay. But that's such a rare thing. That's something you need to keep on your shelf and tell your kids someday. And he kept going back and forth, and finally he said, you know, you're probably right. And I said, well, you know, I'm old. I'm a little bit smarter just because of experience, but that I'm not going to take that. That's something you need to keep for the rest of your life. And so we had a nice conversation. But that's really the part of what I do that you guys don't get to see all the time. To get to know these young men and you know you've had an impact on these kids. That's why we do it. And you don't always see that. And it's so neat to get those relationships with not only Nick but a lot of these guys.
And especially Nick Jones, he's a guy who definitely could have left the team earlier. As first, we'll tell you about our new pitcher. Luke Wenzel comes on in relief of Marcus Miller. Miller departs in the the sixth inning. His final line: 5 1/3 innings, 6 runs, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. The 2 runners on, still his responsibility for Tucker Bradley as Luke Wenzel comes on to pitch. And talking about good stories, this guy's a really good story right here. Not sure if you've had to listen to our interview with Wenzel. He's a guy who struggled on the mound, but definitely has it all in perspective. And he's a sidewinder guy, and this is a guy who's been pitching like this for the first time ever.
Yeah, this is not. He just started this last spring, and so it's brand new for him. And he's had his ups and downs, but he's his passion. He's a team clown.
Yep.
He's always giggling. He's always smiling. Understand what summer ball is about. And he keeps getting better and better, and just needs to compete here for us. Base open there, but unfortunately we're going to need to make a play here.
That fastball just a little high. Wenzel misses on 4 straight as the bases are loaded for Nathan Cunningham. And I don't know, Steve and I have been talking about this too. This is the beer batter right here, but Jason Frew, I don't know who all goes into the factor of decided it, but they have done a very good job as of late in deciding the beer batter.
Yeah, you know what? There's not a lot of science to it. Sometimes we look at it and say that guy's got a good strikeout percentage, but a lot of the times I like to walk in front of the dugout and say, hey fellas, who you want to pick on tonight? And almost always somebody's got a quick answer. Let's pick on this guy. For example, the other night, 2 nights ago with the Zap, I think it was 2 nights ago, that guy had an 85% contact rate.
That was Preston Lau.
Yep, and Preston struck out twice for us.
Yep.
So again, sometimes it just happens, and it's really a fun thing. I thought it was kind of silly when I first got here, but everybody in our league does it, and boy, the teams, they have fun with it, and they pick on each other in the dugout, and our fans and our sponsors just love it.
2-1 is hit in the air to rather shallow left center field. Bond will tag at third if it ever comes down. Shires makes the catch, and Bond will not advance as the throw is cut off. And with the big guy at third base, you don't want to try and risk that third out there. And score remains 3-1 as Shires gets it in quickly.
That's going to be a perfect throw. That ball was right on line. Boy, again, wasn't that a wonderful throw in the previous inning? Or I guess 2 innings ago. What a great play by that kid out there.
Even though it goes against you, that play by the center fielder to cut down. And it was Shires who was cut down.
Yeah,
so
it was. He's not a slow runner either.
Nope.
That was a tremendous throw. And then again, the play by the shortstop was deep in the hole with the bases loaded, and that looked like it was going to be an infield single, and he made it look pretty easy.
So the 1-0 is outside. Now we go to the top of the lineup, and the aforementioned Palmer at the plate now, who threw out Lane Shires. Palmer has walked, struck out, and grounded out. And this, as you mentioned, a former Husker who saw limited playing time. And a lot of Huskers grown into Huskers have seen Sod Buster time.
Absolutely.
Too. A lot of guys on the roster this year too.
7 kids on that roster was ours. Hey, let's go make a play.
Ground ball.
Welshie.
The high throw. Did Jones keep the bag? He did not. Might have. That was about as close as you can get right there. But the throw from Welsh pulls Jones off the bag, and the run does score.
Gosh,
got to figure that might be an error on Welsh there.
Yep, it's got to be an error on Welsh.
And that run comes across to score, and now bases remain loaded with 2 outs, and the prospects just with a 1-run deficit now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He did a great job to cut that ball off, because when it was first hit, I thought we were going to be trouble in the hole. Did a nice job to cut that off, but just couldn't get the throw there.
So trying to keep this in the lead now. Wenzel catches a corner to Easton Swafford, and this is a guy you want to keep off the bases, as he is trouble when he gets on. A double already today and a walk, but was erased on a double play his last time on the bases. Fly ball in the
Good
air,
job.
left center field. Jensen strolls in and makes the grab
Attaway,
onto
Luke
the side.
Wenzel. Hey, fantastic job by minimizing there. Good job, Busters.
So the Busters limit the damage to just one run, as we thank General Manager owner Scott Galusha for joining us in the booth once again. And we hope to cheer the Sod Busters on to a series win here against the Prospects.
That's right. We got to get off to a good start. Hey, good job. Hey, appreciate it, Ryan. Thanks for all you do. Mason, thanks for what you do. And, of course, Steve, thank you.
All right, we'll be right back here at Duncan Field. Sod Busters coming up in the bottom of the sixth.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Sod Busters allowing a run in the sixth inning. That run charged to Marcus Miller, but an unearned run as a costly error shrinks the Sod Buster lead to just one run. But they get out of it. They strand the bases loaded on a fly out from Easton Swafford, and Sod Busters will once again take a crack at our favorite left-hander, Joel Benish. And we've talked about him a lot, and rightfully so. He has been great on wherever he has played. In the field, on the mound, he has been electric. He's played one game against the Sod Busters in the field where he went 3 for 5 with 2 doubles, and he is also pitched very well against the Sod Busters and everyone in general. 30 innings pitched for Mr. Benish, less than a 1 ERA, .93 on the stat sheet there as Landon Gaz bats. So in 30 innings pitched, just 4 earned runs, 4 walks, and 33 strikeouts. So he's going to pump the ball in the zone, and he's going to get you out most of the time. Big swing and a miss for Gaz as he's down 0-2. Gaz got the start in the first game against the Zap, but did not play in the latter 2 games. Left-hander on the mound delivers the 0-2, and swing and a miss, and Gaz is struck out on 3 pitches, and that's what we've seen Benish do all season as he strikes out the first batter he faces.
And the good news for Hastings is I'd much rather see Benish in long relief today than in a start. I mean, right now you still got a lead. If you can find a way to make this stick, Benish is out there in a losing effort.
Oh, Kyle Hiltbrand bats, swinging the first pitch and popping it up on the infield. They come from everywhere. Trout will take over at first and will make the catch just to the right of the pitcher's mound. And Hiltbrand swinging first pitch is retired, and Benish was just 4 pitches to retire the first 2 batters.
And all the pitches strike so far. You mentioned his numbers. He is a strike-throwing machine, and we'll see what Tyler Welch can get done. How about his day so far? 2 for 2, 2 runs batted in back in the starting lineup.
So Welsh, in 6 games played, only had 2 hits coming in 1 game, and now he is 2 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. So Welsh has seen a nice return to the starting lineup so far. The 1-0 from Benish is in the dirt for ball 2, and that is 2-0 to Welsh. Welsh from Tucson, Arizona. He's a Hastings College guy. 2-0 to him is down low for ball 3, so 3 straight have missed from Benish, and like we mentioned, Benish does not really walk guys. It would be uncharacteristic of him to pitch ball 4 here. He finds his own there for strike 1, and probably not a bad idea to take there.
May take another one.
I would. Not a bad idea. If it's close. And it's ball 4 downstairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 5th walk of the season for Joel Benish. You're witnessing a little history tonight.
5th walk in just 30 innings pitched. That has been his strength. He does not walk many batters, and he's only hit 2 batters also, so that is just the 7th free pass he's allowed this year. But it's with 2 outs, so just 1 more out to get, and here's Jace Valdez, has grounded out to short twice, with one of them being a double play. Valdez, another Hastings College guy, had a decent season at the plate as Benish misses with ball 1. 42 games for Valdez, a .213 average, drove in 21 runs. So 1-1 to him is fouled off to the right side, and the Sod Busters down to their last strike in the 6th inning. Quick moving game here, just an hour and a half of game time so far, and we are well over halfway done at Duncan Field in game 1. Sun has disappeared, probably for the night. A lot of overcast clouds in the sky. Pitch is just outside. Almost had the corner there, but Benish didn't miss by much as count goes to 2-2. Welsh is at first with a 2-out walk and just got a piece of that one. And that pitch just fouled off by Valdez, and kind of a late swing there. That had some movement to it at 79 miles an hour. Benish's fastball averaging around 87 miles an hour. Breaking ball and lays off Valdez. Thought about it there, but leaves it up there. So now the count is full, and Welsh will be off at the pitch. Big hole in right center if you can go the opposite way. Swing and a miss, and Benish strikes out 2 in the inning, and the Sod Busters go quietly after the 2-out walk. We have played 6 innings, Sod Busters holding a 3-2 advantage. Final 3 innings coming up on Sod Buster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
6 complete at Duncan Field. Sod Busters holding a 3-2 advantage after scoring 3 in the 4th. Prospects got 1 in the 6th after Marcus Miller. Pretty darn good start. Not able to complete 6 innings of work, but Wenzel able to clean up the mess after just allowing 1 run. And good pitching on both sides for both teams, Steve. And is this, I don't know, I definitely not how I expected this game to go.
No, I mean, I guess P.J. Laux, I saw him doing what he was doing. I mean, you know, Sod Busters maybe had a little more offense against him than I thought they would have, as they had really decent swings.
Yep.
But Marcus Miller had kind of been beat around by the prospects a couple of times. Really courageous effort from Marcus. When you think about the way the game started, the first 2 innings, for him to get through those first 2 with only 1 run allowed, and then he pretty well controlled things, and really good start for Marcus. And now, if you can find a way to get zeros out of the bullpen, you can win this thing. Now, that's been easier said than done during the course of this game. We'll have to see how it goes, as we'll see Jackson Trout step in. He's first pitch swinging right back to Luke Wenzel. Good pitch. Underhand toss to first in time. 1 out. Jackson Trout with 1 pitch to get rid of him. Luke Wenzel's been pitching so much better as of late, and really neat to see him step to the forefront. Comes in a big high leverage situation there in the 5th inning, and the 6th inning rather, and was able to minimize the damage, and now he's got the game in his hands as the pitch is fouled away by Cole Kitchens. No balls and 1 strike on Cole, who's 0 for 2 on the day. A line out, a walk, and a ground out. And Luke really discovering something the last couple of outings, and you just hope he can continue to improve with this brand new delivery that he's going with. And a big swing, no contact here for Cole Kitchens. No balls and 2 strikes. Tremendous interview. If you haven't had a chance to catch that, Ryan Valenta did a Sod Buster Spotlight. You can hear it on our Spotify account. And that interview is posted as a guy who just keeps it on perspective. You know, he struggled with hit batsmen. Ryan asked him about that, and he said, well, don't forget about the 20 walks either. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's a little bit low for ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Like I said, he realizes this was a total learning experience for him this summer and has embraced it, and he is going to make someone a pretty good pitcher moving forward if he can keep this magic. How about strike 3 right here? Called strike 3 on the 2-2 pitch. Cole Kitchens couldn't pull the trigger there. And the first strikeout to go along with a walk for Luke Wenzel. There's 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th for Caden Young. Young left-handed hitter. A strikeout. He reached back in the 3rd inning, hit by a pitch, and then he popped to the catcher in the 6th. We're now in the 7th. Sod Busters clinging to a 1-run lead as the first pitch fouled away. You don't want to say that you better throw up zeros the rest of the way, but with the Nebraska prospects bringing in Joel Benish, one of their top dudes, there's probably not going to be a great deal of opportunities in the final third of this game if Benish is what Benish has been against the Sod Busters and against the rest of this Independence League. 0-2 pitch now from Luke Wenzel to Caden Young. And this one is popped up, foul, but out of play. It remains no balls and 2 strikes on Caden Young. Luke Wenzel, he's from Milwaukee at Iowa Western now. Will get his 2-year exercise science associates, be a pre-physical therapy major at a 4-year school. Pitch taken upstairs. He has been pounding the zone for the most part in this inning, ahead of Caden Young, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on, 7th inning. Sod Busters on top 3-2. This pitch is outside, lost control of that. That was the theme early on for Luke, as he just could not get that release point to bring it over the plate, and he would miss over the right-handed batter's box. That's why he had so many hit batsmen. He got a left-handed hitter up there now. This one much better. It comes in over the plate, and Young gets a piece to stay alive. Really fun to see the progress, and that's what the summer's all about, to try to find a way to work out some things, and Wenzel definitely had some goals to attain, and he has certainly taken a major step toward that during June and July. 2-2 pitch stays outside for ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Caden Young. Wenzel working exclusively out of the stretch, trying to find a way to sneak one by Young here. And this one is way outside, so lost him, dreaded 2-out walk, and that'll bring Britton Bond to the plate. And all Bond has done is have 2 of their hits, and he scored a run for the Nebraska prospects. Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta, Mason Hendricks, our producer today. We've got Noah Pagel and Connor Christensen doing the scoreboard and flight scope. Here's the pitch. Inside, hit him. Bummer. Back-to-back reaching for the Nebraska prospects. Young walks. Bond is hit by a pitch, and now here's Colin Lynham. Boy, you didn't want to work around those 2 guys to get to this guy in the 7th spot in the batting order, as Lynham comes into today .323, coming off his first home run game of the year. He went 3 for 4 against Fremont with 2 runs batted in and a run scored, and that aforementioned first home run. Wenzel takes a look at the runner back at second base in the person of Young. Bond is at first, and Colin Lynham trying to come through right here and perhaps give his team the lead with an extra base hit. Instead bounces to the right side. It is into right field, and a run will score. They'll go first to third as the throw is not going to be in time. And after the walk and the hit batsman, Colin Lynham, first pitch swinging. Nick Jones trying to grab that one, but it was rocketed by him at first base. Give Lynham a single at this point. Young with the run scored, and Bond ends up at third base.
Tough play for Jones at first, who hasn't seen a whole lot of time at first. Ball just kind of took a tricky hop at the end, and unfortunately the Sod Busters have given up the lead.
So 3-3 now in the 7th inning as the Prospects get a pair of 2-out runs, which can be a little backbreaking, and now Wenzel bear down and try to keep this a tie game. Lynham, with Jones playing behind him, likely to be off of the pitch. A little surprised they aren't holding Lynham on, and now they will do so to at least make Lynham earn it. See what Wenzel does as he tries to keep runners at first and third. Lynham doesn't go now as this pitch is lined foul down the left field line, as we see a new man in the lineup. So Bradley is out, and this is Jackson Meyer at the plate. So Jackson Meyer getting his first opportunity in the 7th inning and takes outside. He's another two-way player, good pitcher. Has scuffled at the plate, 135 on the season for Jackson Meyer, but he's up there in a big spot with 2 outs. Runner goes. Pitch is bounced to Jones on one hop, steps on the bag, and that'll do it. But the Prospects take advantage of the free passes to get a 2-out run across, and we're all square at 3 as we're at the bottom of the 7th. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sod Buster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
New ball game as we're at the bottom of the 7th inning, and you're so hoping to try to keep the lead because now Joel Benish has got himself in a tie game, and they have the game just where they want it if they're the Nebraska Prospects with their dude on the mound. Benish trying to close things out over the final 3 innings and see if their offense can win it late. Benish came in, worked a clean 6th inning, allowed a 2-out walk, but got 2 strikeouts in the inning. He's in relief of P.J. Laux as they go with 2 of their top guys. Laux not going to figure in the decision. He had already beaten the Hastings Sod Busters twice this year for 2 of his 5 victories. Now we'll see what Hastings can do. The good news is they'll have the top of the order, Gill, Shires, and Jensen. I was really impressed with the Sod Busters and their approach against Laux. Only struck out 1 time against Laux, one of the top pitchers on this Prospect staff, but they had not only 8 hits, but a lot of other hard hit balls. Now Taylor Gill at the plate, one of the guys who's not joined the hit parade today. He is 0 for 3, had a hit right on the button to the shortstop his first time up, then lined to center field in the 3rd, 3 unassisted in the 5th. He's hit it well, but nothing to show for it. So he takes ball 1, lefty-lefty matchup. Benish brings it home. A little bit low for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes on Taylor Gill. See what the top of the order can get done for the Hastings Sod Busters in a 3-3 game here in the 7th. The pitch. Line back up the middle, and Gill's got himself a base hit. Taylor Gill, good approach there. Didn't try to do too much with it. Now Shires, Jensen, and Cabranes, who've all been hot today, see if they can keep it going against the new left-hander, Joel Benish.
And Taylor Gill's been so good for this team in his first week plus now. In 7 games, he already has a 5-game hit streak now. Just with the exception of his 2nd game played as a Sod Buster, he's now hit in 6 of his 7 games in Hastings.
320 coming into today in a rock-solid start for this Hastings team, the Ohio Bobcat recruit. Here's Lane Shires up there now. He had it right on the button his last time up, but grounded out to the first baseman, Caden Young. And he takes ball 1, 1 ball and no strike. Shires flashing the leather out there in center field, and what turned into an 8-3 double play. prospects thought there's no way anybody's going to get to a hard hit ball. Now Shire's squaring to bunt, takes ball one, throw back to first base. A lot of options now with Taylor Gill, good speed on the bases. You could go straight steal, you could go bunt, you could try to steal with Gill and then bunt him over to third, trying to grab the lead against Benish and the prospects here in the bottom of the seventh.
Yeah, if you decide to bunt, you got to push it to the right side there and at least sacrifice yourself over.
Shires takes it low. Good at bat in progress here for Lane Shires. 3-0, and Joel Benish is in danger of walking his second of the day. This is his third 3-ball count in 2 innings. Just didn't even see him get close to walking people in 2 previous appearances against the Sod Busters. There's a first pitch strike, 3-1 the count, as Benish has been really good against the Independence League and against the Sod Busters. Although, they did walk 2 in the first meeting and walked 1 in the second. So, of his walks, he walked Shires here. So that's 6 walks, and 5 of them have been against the Sod Busters in his 3 appearances. That's weird.
Just the second time he's allowed 2 walks in a game and has never allowed 3 walks in a game. And for Benish, the last time he pitched actually started against the Sod Busters, so he should be very well rested on the mound. They did have him play a game in the field since then, but should expect some longevity out of Benish.
Jensen is squaring to bunt and takes ball 1. It's Cale Jensen up there in a big spot. First and second, nobody out. And Cale Jensen has had a good day. 2 for 3, a couple of singles and a run score. Let me visit him out here. Trevor Varley seeing a very uncharacteristic outing in progress for Joel Benish. And like I say, .88, he's really good,
yep.
But is anybody that good? And he's due to give up 3 or 4. I mean, that's on one hand, you're thinking, oh, wow, you're facing the race, but on the other hand, odds catch up with you at some point. You're not going to have your A game every time. Maybe today's the day, and the Sod Busters can make him pay.
I was about to say, there's always got to be a time for the first time, and 5 times in, like we said, Benish has been great. His only exception was June 28th, where he allowed 3 earned runs, and he allowed an earned run last time against the Sod Busters, but that has been it. So kind of a weird day for him so far. Yeah, he's still in the game. The game's still tied, but the Sod Busters with a big opportunity here in the 7th.
Yeah, that last meeting, he went 6 innings, allowed 1 run on 3 hits, struck out 2, didn't walk anybody and hit 1. So he didn't really have a big strikeout game that day. Jensen squares to bunt, takes low for ball 2, as Benish has not been close on his first 2 pitches to Jensen. So a single, a walk, and my question is, how different is it if you're used to starting, even though he came in a clean inning, it is still a relief effort? Is this a little bit different mentality? 2-0 pitch coming. Jensen takes ball 3, another great stop. Their catcher has been outstanding, and it's a new guy back there now as Meyer is taking over for Tucker Bradley, who was just tremendous, and Meyer makes a good stop on his first couple of opportunities at balls in the dirt. 3-0 pitch on the way. Inside for ball 4. Back-to-back walks, and the bases are loaded with Cabranes, Jones, and Gaz trying to deliver. We're going to see a pitching change.
Yep.
Unbelievable. So the Sod Busters are going to have a chance to get a little deeper in the Nebraska prospects' pen as Joel Benish cannot get an out here in the 7th. It's a 3-3 game, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds.
Benish's day is done. He throws 28 pitches. Only 11 of them are strikes. Crazy is. That's baseball some days. He allows a single and 2 walks, so they take him out with nobody out here in the 7th inning. And the Sod Busters, after giving up the lead in the top of the inning, they have a chance to get it right back as they are going to be taking on Braden Cannon. Cannon, a right-hander out of Millard South. He goes to Wayne State. 1-0 with a 1.36 ERA, making his 8th appearance in 10 1/3. He's allowed 2 runs on 8 hits. He struck out 15 and walked 1. That's one of the reasons they're bringing him in right now. They need a strikeout or 2 to try to preserve this 3-3 tie. Sod Busters just trying to do a little fundamental baseball and get that runner home from third with less than 2 outs. And this situation, Ryan Valente, you'd love to put a huge cricket number on the board and put this maybe out of reach, but you'd settle for at least grabbing the lead.
Yeah, and you have the right guys coming up. You have Cabranes, Jones, and Gaz, the first 3 due up with the bases loaded. Just a fly ball to the outfield. I hate to say it, but you'd almost even take a double play just to get the lead. But then again, you still have to corral that 1-run lead. But for Cannon, he was scoreless in his first 4 outings, but is allowed a run in 2 of his last 3 outings and has not faced the Sod Busters on the mound yet. And it's tough. You see a guy on the field, and he can come on the mound for this very versatile team, and he is one of those guys that can do that. So Sod Busters will get his first crack at him here this inning.
Righty versus righty matchup, as we'll see Marcos Cabranes up there. Cabranes has a single and 3 trips. Popped up to the first baseman, flew out to center, and what we thought was going to be a sacrifice fly before Tyler Palmer gunned down Lane Shires at the plate. Something a little deeper right here, and maybe not to Palmer, and you have a chance to regain the lead. As the right-hander brings it in, and that's high and tight, nearly got a piece of him. 1 ball and no strikes on Marcos Cabranes. So the first pitch from Braden Cannon, dangerously close to bringing home a run. This Prospects team as a whole has been outstanding in terms of strikeouts to walk ratio as the 1-0 delivery is on the way, and that is inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. They have only walked 113 compared to 259 strikeouts, so better than 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio for their staff. So this is a little unusual for them. 2-0 pitch. Cabranes. Check swing foul, may have offered it potentially ball 3, but now it's 2-1.
Yeah, that was definitely ball 3 right there on the right-handed batter's box chalk. But in this big of a situation and with the electric of a player, as Cabranes says, he wants to be the guy to get that hit, but you're still in the head in the count, 2-1.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Sod Busters and Prospects tied at 3 in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch. Low for ball 3. It's 3-1, and now if you're Marcos, don't try to do too much. Got a guy who has to bring it over right here in the person of Braden Cannon. Cannon in relief of Joel Benish. P.J. Laux got the start. 3-1 pitch on the way. Ball 4, and the Sod Busters have regained the lead with back-to-back walks. Taylor Gill comes home from third. Shires is at third. Jensen at second. Still a place where you want to be as you've got one of your smartest hitters coming to the plate, Nick Jones. He's got a great eye. Lefty versus righty matchup now, and Jones, first pitch swinging, sprays it foul, no balls, and 1 strike on Nick Jones. Jones had a single and a run scored back in the 4th. He is also struck out and grounded out. Big chance here for the leading RBI producer for the Hastings Sod Busters in the person of Nick Jones. 0-1 delivery, outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike on Nick Jones. Jones trying to keep the line going here. 25 runs batted in for the season. He also leads the team in walks. Walk wouldn't be the worst thing here either. One pitch. That's right across for strike 2. Now Jones going to have to battle. So he's down at the count. A single to begin the inning for Taylor Gill. He has scored the run, and then 3 straight walks from this pitching staff, which doesn't happen often. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Jones down on strikes, and he'll be disappointed with that effort. And now Landon Gaz comes to the plate, and Prospects thinking now double play ball and get out of this with just the 1 run allowed.
Went to the breaking ball there, and Cannon had a bender of a pitch there, and Jones over the top of that one, and that's a big first out for the Prospects.
As Cannon brings home the pitch, Landon Gaz takes strike 1, no balls and 1 strike. As Cabranes drawing that walk, and you talked about Benish's prowess. I mean, Braden Cannon, that was just his 2nd walk of the year. 15-1 strikeout ratio coming into today. 0-1 delivery. And Gaz fouls it away, and he's quickly down 2 strikes. Just put it in play and see what happens. Now a double play ball, and Nebraska gets out of this inning with just the 1 run allowed, and they probably consider themselves a victor out of this situation when the Sod Busters had one home and the bases loaded, nobody out. 0-2 pitch. Cannon comes set, brings it in. Foul back, a job for Gaz to stay alive. It remains no balls and 2 strikes on Landon Gaz, the UC Irvine recruit, potential business major in college. Hit Nebraska to a tune of 286 for the year. She stands in the right-handed box. Here's the pitch. Just misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A little bit high. 1-2 on Landon Gaz. Walked and scored a run. He had one of the key at-bats back in that 4th inning. Kept the line going for Kyle Hiltbrand, who had an RBI single behind him. 1-2 pitch. Gaz, fly ball, right field, but out of play as a foul ball off the bat of Gaz. He stays alive again. Still down to the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. If he could do something like that and keep it in the field of play, you'd take that. That would likely get another run home if you can put it that deep. But going to be easier said than done as Cannon trying to get another one by him. 1-2 pitch on the way. Gaz stays alive again as he fouls the pitch away. One way or the other, good battle shown here for Landon Gaz out of Moore Park High School in California. Bases are loaded, still 1 out. Sod Busters have regained the lead with a run here in the 7th inning. The pitch. Another foul ball right side for Landon Gaz. Working the pitch count of Braden Cannon, who just can't find a way to get strike 3 after he struck out Nick Jones. But his appearance opening with the bases loaded walk to Cabranes to give the Sod Busters the lead. Cannon, the right-hander, comes set. Brings the pitch home again. Swing and a miss. Cannon wins the battle. Back-to-back strikeouts, and now it'll be up to Kyle Hiltbrand, who came up with a big hit his last time up. It was with 2 outs that kept it going in advance of the Tyler Welsh 2-run single. Take something similar here. Ground ball, big hole between 3rd and short. That's where he hit it the last time. First pitch swinging on the off-speeder and did not look good on that attempt. No balls and a strike on the 79-mile-an-hour pitch that was well low and outside.
Well, that was the first slider that's actually been outside of the zone. Those other 3 to Gaz were hung.
0-1 pitch, same pitch, and this time Hiltbrand able to lay off, and it's 1-1 on Kyle Hiltbrand for the Hastings Sod Busters. They lead it 4-3. They've out-hit the prospects 9-7. In a lot of ways, have outplayed this team, the most talented squad in the Independence League. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2, and Cannon trying to go back-to-back with the strikeouts after he came in and allowed that walk. For the Sod Busters, just try to put something in play. Had only 1 strikeout the first 5 innings against P.J. Laux. Here's the 1-2 delivery. It hit him. A bases loaded hit batsman. Hiltbrand apparently okay as he'll make his way down to 3rd. Take the Purple Heart, get yourself a 2nd RBI of the day, and the Sod Busters have a 2-run lead at 5-3. Any way you can, you'll take it, and that gets Tyler Welch to the plate. All he's done is go 2 for 2 with a walk and knock in a pair.
I am surprised that they went with fastball there. They got 2 pretty bad swing and misses from Hiltbrand, but they elect to go with the fastball, and it gets away from Cannon there. Huge break for the Sod Busters.
Here's the pitch to Welch. He's first pitch swinging and had a decent look as he fouled it straight back. No balls and a strike on Welch. Welch has to be having a little bit of confidence at the plate as he had a good eye against Joel Benish to work a walk after he had 2 hits against P.J. Laux, one of the better dudes for this Nebraska prospect squad. 0-1 delivery on the way. Swing and a miss. There was the slider again. And Sod Busters have not had very good swings at that as a team. 0-2 now on Welch.
Gotta assume that slider's coming again here. Look for the slider, but fight off the fastball if you see it right here.
4th straight batter to have 2 strikes on him. Pitch just misses outside. Good take there for Welch. 1-2. Got ahead of Jones, struck him out, eventually won a long battle against Landon Gaz, but on a 1-2 pitch, hit Kyle Hiltbrand for a bases-loaded walk, or for a bases-loaded score. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, so an up-and-down outing for cannon. He strikes out the side, but he also walks a guy and hits a guy. And after 7 complete, the Sod Busters manufacture a 5-3 lead. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball. Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Head of the 8th inning, Hastings showing a lot of heart and battle here today. They have regained the lead as they're on top by a score of 5-3. Hastings with a defensive adjustment here. Talked about the fact Josh Printer battling that hand issue. Well, he has come in defensively at first base for the Sod Busters. A little taller, guy who's used to playing in the field a little more. When he first joined the Sod Busters, that's where they had him for a few games before he got that hand feeling well enough to move eventually over to shortstop, where he was pretty much a fixture. And you do what you can, and it was great to have Printer in uniform. I wondered if he was going to be available, and now late inning substitution, try to add a little more athleticism over there at first base for this Hastings Sod Buster team.
Yeah, no discredit to Nick Jones, but just the inexperience there at first base, and you might need a more experienced fielder. And for Printer, makes those diving and scooping plays at first base. He's a little more suited to the situation now, especially when you're protecting a 2-run lead with 2 innings to go.
Plus, he's 2 inches taller than Jones. Remember, Jones made an amazing stop on a ball in the dirt, 2 inches, and a guy may have been able to keep his foot on the bag. So a little bigger target over there as well for the Hastings Sod Busters as they try to record 6 outs and beat the Nebraska Prospects for the second time this year. It'll be 9-1-2 up there for the Prospects as Nate Cunningham will try to start things off. He's the shortstop for the Specs, and he is 0 for 3, and the beer batter has struck out a couple of times and also flied out to center. And Luke Wenzel out there, a chance to be the winning pitcher in this one for the Hastings Sod Busters. After giving up the lead in the 7th inning, his offense backs him up with a couple of runs, and Luke could be the winning pitcher now today. And feel bad for Marcus Miller, who certainly pitched well enough to win. That's twice here recently that he has had outstanding outings and no win to show for it. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Nate Cunningham as the Hastings Sod Busters trying to earn a win over the Prospects again. They were 1-5 after beating them on June 11th, lost a doubleheader on June 12th, 7-1 and 9-3. Beautiful 1-1 delivery. That's right over the outside part, and 1-2 the count. 68 miles an hour on the off-speed pitch. Take another one just like that. Wenzel, the right-hander, brings it in. Called strike 3, went with a fastball, and no chance for Cunningham. Almost 80 miles an hour, probably thinking about that slider and could not pull the trigger.
And that is the second game in 3 games that the beer batter has the hat trick. Now 4 straight games the beer batter has struck out, and perfect pitch there on the outer part of the plate.
And the line forms to our left. Here's the pitch, and that's right across. Oh, just a little bit high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Tyler Palmer. Palmer batting for the 5th time today. He's reached a couple of times and scored a run. Walked and scored back in the 1st inning. Also reached on an error in the 6th, and a very key at bat that kept the inning going for the Prospects. They were able to plate the run in that inning. Got 1 more in the 7th. Sod Busters trying to put up a 0 here as the count 1 ball and 1 strike to Tyler Palmer. Wenzel brings it home. Just off the inside corner for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Outstanding zone again today for Tim Stroman. And Jason Seitz, the field umpire today. This 2-man crew has done a nice job. 2-1 delivery on the way. Fouled away. Got him in on the hands and took it down the right field line. And chance to jump ahead here at 2-2 against Tyler Palmer. Palmer, one of the better throws from center field of the season against this Sod Buster squad. Gunned down Lane Shires at the plate on a potential sacrifice fly. 2-2 pitch. Misses for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. It was the 3 passes last inning which really came back to haunt Luke Wenzel. The walk and a hit batsman with 2 outs led to an RBI single for Lynam, which tied the game at that time 5-3. Swing and a miss. There will be no walk to Palmer and 2 strikeouts in the inning instead, and it worked to Easton Swafford with 2 outs and nobody on. 5-3, Sod Busters on top.
And it's so great to see the Wenzel finally having success on the mound. 3rd strikeout for him, and that hit batter earlier was actually the first time he had hit a batter in 3 games. So his control, his command has just looked impeccable here in this past week.
Making his 17th appearance for the Hastings Sod Busters. Most of them have been relief appearances. That pitch just off the outside corner for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Working his way up the ladder in that respect. Tanner Johnson leads the team with 18 appearances. 1-0 delivery. And this pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wenzel trying to work a 1-2-3 inning as Luke picked up the win Sunday against Oahe, working 3 innings, allowing no runs, 1 hit, striking out 2 and walking 1. This would a bouncer to the right side. Gill's got it, second baseman, and indeed the prospects are down in order in the 8th. Hastings leads at 5-3, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Sod Busters have a 5-3 lead after an unusual 7th inning. After the leadoff single for Tyler Gill, Sod Busters would bat 7 more players and not put a ball in play. Walk, strikeout, hit batsman, and strikeout to end the frame. And Braden Cannon faced the last 5 of those as he walked in a run, the first man he faced, then he struck out 2, then hit a man to bring home a 2nd run before striking out Welch to end the frame. And now he works to Jace Valdez, the number 9 hitter, and ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So, man, the defense has had a little bit of time off for this prospect squad. They got to be on their toes after basically just standing around for 25 minutes. Here's a bouncing ball to the right side. That's not where you want to hit it. Well, they have a lot of good defenders, but Caden Young has flashed the glove on several different occasions, and that was a great short hop play to go 3 unassisted there. And that'll bring the top of the order up in the person of Taylor Gill. Caden Young really good over at first throughout the course of this one. And Taylor Gill, who singled to begin that 7th inning and would score the first run, stands at the plate. He's hit the ball hard pretty much every time up there, but just 1 hit to show for it. Takes ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Sod Busters looking for a little more insurance as Hastings could win this baby in the 9th against the Nebraska Prospects. 1-0 delivery on the way. And a bouncer to the right side. There's that guy again as it's taken cleanly by Caden Young. Steps on the back. He's had more putouts today than any first baseman I remember against this Hastings Sod Buster team. There have been a bunch of ground outs to first today.
4 3 unassisteds, a foul out to third, and a pop out to third. So that is 6 unassisted putouts for Young at first base today.
Pitch is taken a little bit high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Lane Shires trying to keep this 8th inning going. 2 up, 2 down so far for the Sod Busters, looking to extend a 5-3 lead. Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball into left field for a base hit. Lane Shires continues to perform well at the plate down the stretch for this Hastings Sod Buster team. He's got himself a multi-hit game and has been on base 4 times as well as playing outstanding in the field.
Just can't stop Mr. Shires right now. He has been a great replacement for Gage Frank, and no disrespect to Shires at all, but Frank, the starting outfielder, and he's looking like Gage Frank at the plate and on the field now.
Hitting well over 250 now with a couple of hits today. And here was a guy mired in the low 100s after the first month of the summer. So has hung in there, kept his approach at the plate, and getting hot at the right time. Another guy who's had a pretty good day, Cale Jensen at the plate now. Sod Busters not giving up with 2 outs as they've had some production with 2 outs during the course of this game. And Cale Jensen 2 for 3 with a run scored for the Sod Busters. And do you send Shires here with the right-handed pitcher? Pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jensen. Try to get him in scoring position so Jensen can bring him home. A third insurance run would feel awfully large here. Sod Busters have out-hit the Prospects 10-7. Pitch inside. Well, Shires won't have to steal. He'll be at second base after a wild pitch from Cannon. And now here's your opportunity. Cale Jensen, plus you're ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, it hurts, but unfortunate enough that that ball didn't maybe clip a heel on the way by Jensen. But now he can change his approach a little bit, just find one softly into the gap. We know Jensen has power, could score Shires from first, but from second will be a whole lot easier.
2-1 pitch. Cannon brings it home. Right there for a strike at the knee is nearly an unhittable pitch right there at 88 miles an hour. Right on the inside corner to a left-handed hitter. That's pretty good. 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner at second. Sod Busters lead it 5-3. And Cannon's pitch. Jensen checked the swing, or did he? They'll tag him out. He did go around, and the Sod Busters are turned away. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We head to the 9th. Sod Busters try to win it. They're up 5-3, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Sod Buster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sod Buster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Head of the 9th inning, Sod Busters on top of the Nebraska Prospects 5-3. Ryan Valenta, bring us home.
We are in prime position to end this game right here in the 9th, and Sod Busters have their closer on the mound, something they have not had a lot in this season. They have not had Jacob Shaw on the mound with a 9th inning lead too much here at Duncan Field, or for the season rather. Shaw coming on in relief to try and close this thing out. He'll make his 16th appearance, and in those previous 15 appearances, just 1 save for Mr. Shaw in 1 appearance. That came on July 2nd on the road against Spearfish, but he will try and lock it down for the final 3 outs. He comes on in relief of Luke Wenzel, who was amazing. Wenzel has found it as of late, and his day finishes with 2 2/3 innings, no hits, allowed an unearned run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So Shaw is on in the 9th, and it's been a kind of a reverse situation pitching-wise for the Sod Busters and Prospects. Prospects pitching staff, with the 2 strikeouts in the last inning, they now have more strikeouts than walks, but at one point, the Prospects pitching staff was 6 walks and just 3 strikeouts. But both teams now more strikeouts than walks. 3 outs to get. Jacob Shaw, the first pitch to Jackson Trout, is in there for strike 1. Trout drove in the first run of the game in the first inning on a sac fly and is hitless since. Second pitch is just outside. Didn't miss by much there. So 1-1. Pitch is down low for ball 2. And that pitch was just a little bit down. Jackson Trout, he is a tall man at the plate. Measuring in at 6'5", grounded at third. Welsh has it go off him, recovers, throws to first, but not in time. Little bobble there by Welsh, and that cost him a first out. And got to figure that'll be another error on Welsh, his second of the game, and you have the leadoff man on with nobody out.
Yeah, Welch has had such a good day at the plate. I'm a little surprised they didn't go with Anthony Chavez at third, who's been so solid defensively. Saw Printer come in over at first, and this game's certainly not over as 4, 5, and 6 coming up with the tying run at the plate.
Here is Cole Kitchens, who has been a Sod Buster killer, but not today. 0 for 3 with a walk for Kitchens today, as he has 3 3-hit games against the Sod Busters this season. Breaking ball is up high. The count goes to 2-0 against Kitchens. Jacob Shaw on to try and get the second save and keep the Sod Buster win streak alive. 2-0, up high for ball 3. Caden Young and Britton Bond lurking for the prospects. So 3-0 to Cole Kitchens, and takes a high strike for strike 1. And that's a big pitch right there. Could have been ball 4, but Shaw gets the call. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. Just got a piece and didn't mean to, did Kitchens, and that is strike 2. Didn't even come close to going around, but that ball finds the bat somehow, and now the count is full. Trout at first with a full count. Not going. Into left field and gets in front of Shires for a base hit. The first two have reached against Jacob Shaw on a 3-2 pitch, as Cole Kitchens with another hit against the Sod Busters. And he gets his first hit of the day and his 11th hit in 4 games.
Some changes here for the prospects. They are going to bring in a runner at first. That's Trey Mungin, and they are going to bat a new man, Sid DeMayo, who's been really good against the Sod Busters this year. So the wheels are turning for Trevor Varley, a pinch runner and a pinch hitter, as they try to battle from behind here in the 9th and off to a good start.
Shaw had not given up an earned run in most of his first half appearances, and he was touched up a little bit in the middle of the season, but he has regained his ways since. Shaw, among active players and most appearances, is the team's ERA leader at 3.00. 7 earned runs in 21 innings pitched, and opponents hitting just 208 off of him. And Sid DeMayo getting a pep talk from third base coach for the prospects, as he comes on to pinch hit here in a big spot. So the tying run at first base with nobody out. And the Sod Busters trying to get through this 9th inning. Good breaking ball there, and that catches the top of the zone for strike 1 to Sid DeMayo.
DeMayo with a couple of multi-hit games and 5 for 13 against the prospects this year.
DeMayo hitting .368 in 15 games played, and he's down to his last strike. 2 good breaking balls from Shaw. That curveball and slider have found the edges of the zone. So you have Trout at second and Mungin at first. The 0-2 is up high, and good waste pitch there, trying to get DeMayo to offer, but did not. DeMayo went to Mount Michael, also UNO, currently active on the Maverick roster. 1-2 to him, ground ball to third, and is foul down the left field side. So the count remains 1-2, and Shaw now will make pitch number 15.
This Nebraska prospect squad, they've scored 3 runs or less in only 7 of their 31 games, and that 3 runs they scored against Fremont, that was the first time they actually lost when they'd scored 3 runs or more this year.
The 1-2 in the dirt, good block by Cabranes to keep the runners put, and the count goes to 2-2.
The other times they had scored 3 runs, 2 different occasions. They won both of those games and pitched it so well. Sod Busters trying to do a rarity here, but it's not coming easy here in the 9th.
Sod Busters with double-digit hits today against the Prospects. Second time they've done that. The 2-2, foul back, and we'll do it again. So DeMayo putting up a good fight as he pinch hits in the 9th inning. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Slider, and DeMayo swings through it, and a big first out is a strikeout for Jacob Shaw. And runners remain at first and second, and big first out.
But a little double play ball, get this baby over with and put it in the win column against a very good prospect squad.
Sod Busters were 0-3 in the first games against the Prospects. As there is ball one up high, and that didn't miss by much, but it's ball one to Britton Bond. Sod Busters a week ago today beat the Prospects for the first time this year, and there's strike one. They are in good position to do it again. You got 2 more games with the Prospects later this week. Trying to just hand them their 7th loss in 32 games. 1-1 to Bond. Runners on the move. The throw from Cabranes to third. It's into left field. Trout stumbles, gets up, but will come in to score. And a throwing error there as Welsh not able to keep it in front of him as the throw was wide from Marcos Cabranes. And there's a 9th inning run, and now the tying run just at second base with 1 out.
And the big play there was Jensen didn't try to do too much. They kept the runner at second, so it'll go as the double steal. That's successful, but the second error of the inning plates the first run, and it gets a little tougher for Shaw now. As double play not in order, now he has to work against a couple of good hitters.
And Mungin at second with decent speed. He could probably score on a ball to the outfield. So Trout scores on the error, and Mungin at second representing the tying run. Count is 3-1, and ball 4 to Britton Bond. So not the worst thing in the world. Now you have a double play in order, but now you have the go-ahead run at first base.
And you got a guy up there who's almost impossible to double off, who's 3 for 4. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's certainly not the best thing in the world to work around that guy to get to this guy.
Not a good guy to have at the plate for sure. All Colin Lynham has done has ripped to shreds Sod Buster pitching. And his day, like you said, 3 for 4 now puts him at 13 for 26, hitting 500 against the Sod Busters in 6 games, as Joel Skipper will visit the mound to talk strategy here with the tying run at second base.
And a lot of wheels turning for this Sod Buster squad, just trying to settle Shaw down, and now you're just hoping for a little luck. Lynham's probably going to get hit it hard. You hope he hits it hard at a middle infielder, and still a chance to win this baby with a double play, although Lynham can fly. So Sod Busters with just the 1-run lead, and now the Prospects not only think about tying it, but thinking about grabbing the lead heading into the bottom of the ninth.
Shaw pitched twice in the Oahe series, but 21 pitches in his first outing, 7 in the second. Ground ball, and to shortstop, Valdez will have no play. He was going to second base because trying to cover the bag, but he had to go back against the grain, and that's an infield hit for Colin Lynham, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
And if you're Jacob Shaw, what else can you do? I mean, that is about as good a pitch and as good an outcome as you can get off the bat of Lynham, and it turns into an infield single. Now the go-ahead run at second, the tying run at third, and still only 1 out.
So here's Jackson Meyer. Meyer is 0 for 1 in his 1 appearance. Swing and a miss on a big curveball there. And Meyer, who has struggled at the plate, trying to be the hero here to get the Prospects back in the game. 5-4, Prospects with a 9th inning run. They have the bases loaded with 1 out. Shaw from the windup will step off as time is called. The 0-1 to Meyer. Ground ball to first, and it eats up Printer at first. Gill right behind him, covers, gets the out, but the tying run scores. An RBI ground out for Jackson Meyer as Printer was not able to get a clean handle on it. And Mungeon scores the tying run, and we have a new ball game at 5.
Well, the good news is the Sod Busters get the out, and they can still survive this inning in a tie game if they can find a way to get Cunningham. However, there's a 2 RBI opportunity if he could single to the outfield.
It's up to Nathan Cunningham to give the Prospects the lead here, as they have tied it in the 9th with 2. Swing and a miss for strike 1. It's 0-1. So just in his second opportunity, Jacob Shaw blows the save, and the Sod Busters will try to rally in the 9th. Ball 2 is up high. That's ball 1, rather. Nathan Cunningham 0 for 3, has the hat trick in strikeouts already. Shaw still working from the wind. Bond at third, line him at second. Breaking ball's a good one. Catches the inner part of the plate, and it's 1-2. Looking ahead to the 9th inning now, Sod Busters will have the right guys coming up 4, 5, and 6 when they bat. But you want to keep it here. 1-2, swing and a miss. Shaw gets the strikeout, and the Sod Busters will go to the 9th inning tied at 5. After they give up 2 9th-inning runs. Cabranes, Jones, Gaz coming up. Sod Busters look to walk it off at Duncan Field.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
We have a new ball game in Hastings. The Prospects battle back as they score 2 in the top of the 9th to tie this game at 5-5. Sodbusters with the right guys coming up, though, in the bottom of the 9th as they have 4, 5, and 6 as they will face Braden Cannon, who is back out in relief for the Prospects. Unfortunate, like you said, Steve, can't hand Benish his first loss. Can't give Luke Wenzel the win. A lot of could been, should have been, but Sodbusters just be fortunate to escape with the win here.
Unofficially, it's a blown save for Jacob Shaw, but Dad got 2 errors behind him. Now, Jacob didn't help his own cause with a walk during the course of that, but pitched okay. Got a couple of strikeouts, allowed that infield single to line him that was really bad luck, but now put that behind you and get it done at the plate.
5 runs allowed by pitching for the Sodbusters, just 1 of those runs earned. Marcos Cabranes, the first batter to Braden Cannon, and takes ball 1. Cabranes with a single in the 5th. Also walked in the 7th and is 0 for 2 otherwise. Breaking ball misses for ball 2, and not by much. There's one thing Marcos Cabranes can do, it's get on base however he can. Team leader in hits, looking to provide the spark here in the 9th. There's a fastball at the knees for strike 1, so Braden Cannon finds the zone, and it's 2-1. 86 miles an hour on that fastball. Pitch up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Cunningham got a glove on it but could not corral it, as that is a base hit, and Marcos Cabranes with another multi-hit game, his 11th of the year. Sodbusters have some life in the bottom of the 9th.
Game of inches, isn't it, man? I thought that was going to be a Cunningham grab and a throw to first, but now the Sodbusters with an opportunity here as we see Josh Printer with his first at-bat.
So Printer had the day off until he came into the field. He's bunting, and it's back to the pitcher. They'll go to first, so a successful sacrifice for Josh Printer. He does the job, and Cabranes is at second with 1 out.
Excellent job there as Nebraska the wheels are returning a little bit. It looks like Trey Mungin, who came in as a runner, is now playing second base for the Nebraska Prospects.
We have also Easton Swafford sliding over to third base and Cole Kitchens out of the game. Sid DeMeo also behind the plate, replacing Tucker Bradley. She came on earlier in the game. Big swing and a miss from Landon Gaz at that. Gaz is 0 for 3 with a walk, and you want to see him get going. He has struggled as of late. Cabranes at second, representing the winning run. Pitch number 2 is outside for ball 2. It's 1-1 to Gaz. Gaz with 14 hits on the year, 4 doubles and a triple. He's driven in 11 runs. How about number 12 right here? Cabranes leads from second into center field, and that's a base hit. Cabranes did not get a good jump, and he will be stopped at third base. Smart play from Joel Skipper to hold the runner at third, as Cabranes had to make sure that one of the middle infielders would not corral that. And there's runners at first and third, and a big hit from Landon Gaz.
And plus you had Tyler Palmer coming up and throwing, and we all remember what he did to Lane Shires, who tried to score on a sacrifice. Yeah, tremendous coaching there to not try to get too excited. Now the Sod Busters are going to go to the bench right here, it looks like, as they'll go with a pinch hitter to try to find a way to win this thing.
It is Rusty Wortman batting for Kyle Hiltbrand. And if you recall last game that Wortman started, he was on base 4 out of his 5 plate appearances. And now you have 1 out. A ball to the outfield could score Cabranes with fast speed. So Gaz is at first. His run does not matter. The run at third does. Rusty Wortman takes strike 1, a fastball at the knees, and it's 0-1.
You know, Gaz's run doesn't matter, but a great at bat for Gaz to give this Sodbuster team a chance with a runner at third and less than 2 outs.
Wortman batting in probably the biggest spot of his season as a Sodbuster, as he swings and misses at that pitch. Another fastball there at the knees, that one at 87, and Wortman down in the count 0-2. But if there's anything he's done, it's fight off pitches with 2 strikes and work the count. The 0-2 is outside for ball 1. Now 1-2 to Wortman. Wortman now playing in just his 20th game. He's from Gretna, went to Northeast Community College. 11 hits on the season for him. The 1-2 is in the dirt, and good stop for DeMeo to keep that in front. Two and two now. Like I said, Wortman has an incredible eye at the plate. The 2-2. Just outside, and boy, is that a close pitch to take. Just outside, according to our gun, tried the backdoor breaking ball. And now the count is full. 1 out. 5-5 game, winning run at third. The payoff to Wortman. Swing and a miss. Upstairs fastball, and Wortman swings through it. 88 on the gun there again from Cannon, and a huge second out for the Prospects.
Cannon, a strikeout guy, and unleashes the cannon right there, and now it's going to have to be a 2-out opportunity here for Tyler Welch, who has a couple of hits today and an RBI, a couple of errors too. That's the ups and downs of baseball. Tyler, find a way.
How big would this be for Tyler Welsh? Takes ball 1 outside. And if Welsh able to do this here, Sodbusters have won 3 straight. 1-0 to him. Another breaking ball down and away. So the Prospects know that Welsh struggles to hit that breaking ball, but unfortunately Cannon has missed badly with both pitches. 2-0 to Welsh. Runners at first and third. Swing and a miss. There's a slider again, and Welsh swings over it, and he's not too pleased with himself.
Would have been 3-0, but that's easy for me to say up here when you're thinking now it's going to be a fastball, 1 to drive at 2-0, and instead now 2-1, and Cannon right back in the count.
2-1 from Cannon to Welsh. is outside for ball 3. Went to the fastball that time and misses outside. Big pitch for both sides here. The 3-1 is a strike on the outer half for strike 2. Perfect pitch right there at 88 miles an hour again. And 3-2 now with 2 outs. Tyler Welsh trying to be the hero here in game 1. Swing and a miss. Cannon strikes out Welsh. And with first and third with 1 out, the Sod Busters cannot push through. We will have extra innings here in Hastings as we go to the 10th inning, 5-5. We'll be right back.
Catch the spirit of the game.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
We go to extra innings in Hastings. Jacob Shaw back out on the mound for the Sod Busters. Oh, so close for their second walk-off win of the year. Instead, they'll have to put up another 0 and try in the bottom half of the 10th. Free baseball. We'll turn it over to Steve Stein.
And the Sod Busters, the wheels are a-turning a bit. Here's Marcos Cabranes. He will continue to be the catcher for the Hastings Sod Busters. Hastings will send Anthony Chavez, and he'll play first base, I believe, for the first time this year. And they'll move Josh Printer over to second. Valdez will stay at short. The Sod Busters will be leaving their third baseman, Tyler Welch, intact. They had Hiltbrandt come out of the game, so the Sod Busters should have a new right fielder before it's all said and done. But meanwhile, it's the top of the order for the prospects. The free runner is Nate Cunningham, who was the last batter of last inning. He will be out there at second, and they'll bat their top of the order with Tyler Palmer. And Palmer is bunting, and it's laid down the first base line, but it'll go foul. The ball's and a strike as Jacob Shaw will continue and come out for his second inning of work for the Hastings Sod Busters.
So Hiltbrand comes out of the game. Printer moves from first to second, and Taylor Gill slots over from second to right field. So Gill, we've seen him in the outfield. You know, he can hold his own out there, but tough situation with a runner on second and nobody out here.
See if the Sod Busters can get done. Shaw's been pretty decent in this situation at keeping no runs on the plate. Perfect bunt on the third base side, and everybody's going to be safe. That's a really good bunt for Palmer. I don't think they get him even if he fields it cleanly. It's an infield single. Now there's runners at the corners with nobody out for the prospects with their 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up. Sod Busters, you don't want to wonder what might have been because you got to play within the moment, but as a broadcaster, we wonder what might have been. 5-5, Sod Busters giving up 2 unearned runs in the 9th inning and had a runner at third with less than 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th and could not score, and now the prospects thinking big inning here in the 10th with first and third and nobody out, and Easton Swafford coming to the plate. So Swafford, the number 2 hitter in the lineup, 1 for 4 on the day, and he's first pitch swinging and fouls it off the mask of Cabranes. That rifled back to the screen. No balls and a strike on Swafford. Prospects used to winning as they come into today at 25-6 and just wouldn't be turned away as they scored the 2 runs to get it tied after Hastings had scored 2 runs in the 7th to grab the lead back. It was Nebraska jumping on top 1-0. Sod Busters went up 3-1 in the 4th. It was 3-2 after an unearned run in the 6th inning. Tied up at 3 after 6.5 before the Sod Busters got their go-ahead runs. Runner goes from first, and this one is a bouncer on the infield. Could be trouble. It is going to go foul. Good decision there for Chavez to let it go foul, then grab it, because it would have been at least second and third with only one out. And now 1-2, and Shaw hoping for a strikeout of Swafford as he's got a mighty challenge on his hand to put a 0 on the board. You'd probably be happy just getting out of this with 1 and see what you could get done in the bottom of the 10th inning, as you'll have your free runners starting at second base. The Sod Busters will be batting their 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Shaw, quick throw over to first, and a very small lead for Palmer at this point. Palmer, 12 for 14 in stolen bases this year. 1-2 pitch. Take it upstairs. 2-2. It's got Palmer at first base, Nate Cunningham at third, and the Hastings Sod Busters and Nebraska Prospects locked in a 5-5 tie on this Tuesday, first of the 3-game series. 6:35 the next 2 nights, and if these next 2 games are like this one, come on out. It's been really fun baseball. And Hastings kind of wondering what might have been against a superior, talented team. Hastings really took it to them most of the day, but errors proving very costly. 2 errors in that 9th inning, basically handing the Prospects a pair. Looping liner, left center field. Jensen has it measured, makes the catch. Runner tags from third. Here comes the throw, and that will not be in time. They will keep the runner at first, and now they are going to throw back to third, and the Nebraska Prospects left early. Nate Cunningham doubled off of third base. Home plate umpire was all over it. So was Marcos Cabranes. He tossed it over to third base, and Tim Stroman rings him up. And how about a double play? And the Sod Busters could get out of this with no damage done.
You can't be serious.
Oh, wow.
That's an incredible play, especially for the Sod Busters to realize that Cabranes knew it right away, and no argument from the Prospect dugout.
Unbelievable. Yeah, here's a line drive center field. That's a base hit. And how big does the double play look now? There will still be runners at first and second as Lane Shires throws it back in. But the Sod Busters, Phoenix Stevenson, the third base coach, just shaking his head, realizing that his guy left too early. Trevor Varley, the head coach, he's actually the first base coach. So the single for Jackson Trout keeps the inning going. Tyler Palmer, tremendous speed at second base. And Trey Mungin gets his first at bat of the day, trying to be a hero to give his team the lead. We're 5-5 in the top of the 10th. Hastings trying to survive this top of the 10th with no damage done. As Jacob Shaw brings the pitch home, and Mungin lofts it high in the air, deep left field. Cale Jensen fading back, and it's going to be a foul ball as he can't get there. No balls and a strike on Trey Mungin. So Mungin gave it a ride. Mungin at 221 on the year, a couple of doubles. He's knocked in 11. He's scored 18 times, and he's done well against the Sod Busters. 357, including a 4-hit game. He went 4 for 6 with 5 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. That was the second meeting in which the Prospects took an 18-7 win over the Hastings Sod Busters. 5-5 here in the 10th. First and second, 2 out. Shaw, 1 more out to get to try to give his team an opportunity to win it in the bottom of the inning. Big swing, no contact, no balls, 2 strikes on Trey Mungin. Mungin trying to find a way. The Millard South grad, he's at Southwest Baptist, one of the returnees, one of the many returnees for this Nebraska Prospect squad from their first season of existence, in which the Sod Busters won 4 out of the 6 meetings against this crew. Shaw, a check of the runner. 0-2 pitch. Call, strike 3. Mungin is gone, and the Sod Busters try to win it in the bottom of the 10th. We're all square at 5, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball.
And at the bottom half of the 10th inning, Sod Busters trying to win it here. The wheels continue to turn. Hastings pulling a huge double play as a base running blunder for the Nebraska prospects, basically giving Hastings an out. They'll take it. And now trying to win it here in the 10th, Adam Deboer will enter the contest as the free runner here. He'll replace Tyler Welch in the lineup. So Deboer runs at third base, and if you're thinking what's the pitcher doing out there, well, Deboer was a two-way player this past year at Southeast Community College. Hasn't had many opportunities to play in the field, just 0 for 4 in a couple of games in the field, but he's at least used to base running, a little more speed than Welch, and we'll see what they can get done with their 9-1-2. And what do you do with Jace Valdez? Is he bunting right here to get the guy over to third to leave it for your top of the order, Gill, Shires, and Jensen?
Valdez in 4 at-bats. No balls off his bat have left the infield, so I would expect a bunt to see here.
First and third baseman have come in, particularly the first baseman. He is almost a third of the way in on the grass. Valdez bunts it third base side and foul, and that hung up in the air way too long for anybody's comfort level if you're a Hastings Sodbuster fan, as they had their third baseman charging in but couldn't quite get there. Easton Swafford for the Nebraska prospects.
That's a good play to try and bunt it to the left side. You have Swafford charging in and basically nobody able to cover the bag at third, so that ensures at least you don't get your free runner Deboer thrown out there.
Yeah, if you're trying to get your runner to third, you want to bunt it to the left side. Can Valdez get it done? Squares again, pops it up. It hits in fair territory. Did it hit a glove? No. Unfortunate. Swafford, man, he swiped at it. I was hoping he touched it. He did not, so now it's 0-2 on Valdez, and now you got to battle the 89-mile-an-hour fastball plus the wicked slider from Braden Cannon, and Valdez unable to get the bunt down.
Just a little bit of backspin on that bunt there. Landed, like you said, in fair territory, but just goes foul, and Swafford kind of fooled by the backspin too. If that doesn't spin, he probably touches that ball there, and Valdez is on with a single. What could have been?
Is he still bunting? The first baseman thinks so. The first baseman is 15 feet from Valdez. Now pulls the bat back and swings. Oh man, please back up. As you've got Meyer at first base now, and it's like fast pitch softball here with your first baseman 20 feet from the plate. He'll still continue to stay in. See what Valdez does. He pulled the bat back and swung. Here's the pitch. Cannon brings it over but outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Jace Valdez trying to find a way. And if he rifles one to the first base side, it likely gets by. An opportunity to get the runner to third. Maybe even the runner home if you can single it on the first base side by Meyer. Canada, 1-2 delivery. Bouncing ball left side, that will move the runner along, and everybody's going to be safe. Hustling back to third was Adam Deboer. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And how about the composure of Valdez? Unable to get the bunt down, just puts a little dribbler on the left side. That'll be an infield single, and the Sodbusters have the winning run at third and a huge chance right here.
And how about Adam Deboer running from second to third? You have to dodge Cunningham and Swafford. You know, as a base runner, you have to let the fielder try and field the ball, so you can't make contact with him, and he did a great job to dodge the fielders as they're going to intentionally walk Gill here.
A good job in a lot of different respects. Taylor Gill hits the ball hard every time, but it also sets up a double play. But you get to Lane Shires, who's been swinging it as well as anyone for this Hastings Sodbusters team. So the intentional walk to Gill. Adam Deboer representing the winning run, Lane Shires. Wouldn't it be fitting the way he's been swinging it to win it right here for the Hastings Sodbusters? It's a 5-5 tie. The pitch. Lane Shires, first pitch swinging and fouls it away. No balls and 1 strike. The tough thing is a tremendous strikeout pitcher, Braden Cannon. Lane Shires singled his last time up against Cannon back in the 8th inning. It's hard to believe it. Saw the Prospects P.J. Laux worked the first 5 innings. Joel Benish, a very un-Joel Benish-like outing. And Braden Cannon has been working since that time, with Benish only going an inning. Braden Cannon has worked 3 innings, allowing no runs on 4 hits. He struck out 6, he's walked 2. And Shires in there with an 0-1 count. Cannon brings home the pitch. Missing for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike as the sigh of relief comes from Ryan Valenta.
That is too close to take right there, but according to our grid, just outside. And great take and even better call by Tim Stroman, the home plate umpire.
Sod Busters have him loaded. Nobody out. Bottom of the 10th trying to win it right here. Lane Shires bouncing ball right side. No man's land. Throw home. Not in time. Sod Busters win it. Walk it off at Duncan Field, and Hastings showing a lot of composure to beat the Nebraska Prospects 6-5. They are dogpiling Lane Shires. What a fun moment. And how about the memory of a 14-5 and an 18-7 loss at the beginning of the year against this Nebraska Prospects squad? You're thinking these two teams don't even look like they're on the same field. Well, the Prospects really outplay the Prospects tonight, and the Sod Busters able to get the victory over this Nebraska Prospects team. 6-5 the final. We'll have some numbers. We'll talk to a member of the coaching staff, and a really fun game to call here at Duncan Field.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster. Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
It's a walk-off winner for the Hastings Sod Busters. They take out the Nebraska Prospects by a score of 6-5, and Vinny Carone just sprinted up here. He's ready to go because we want to talk about this one. Initial impression of the victory over the Nebraska Prospects.
Feels good to win. Played really hard, competed for all 9 innings. Guys just got on base when you needed them to get on base. They had some big hits late, which is really big for us. Obviously, they battled back as well. They're a team that's never going to give up. They're very competitive and very, very talented. So it was good to get a win, especially when you kind of had to work for it a little bit at the end.
And such disappointment there in the 9th when it basically went awry. Talk about the composure your team showed to go ahead and win it in extras.
Yeah, I think it was huge for us to get out of there with the tie game instead of maybe a 1-run deficit, obviously, since we didn't score in the bottom of the 9th. But kind of a big letdown there, just a couple missed plays, walk here and there, just like not a real sharp inning after playing 8 innings pretty sharp. But we came in and guys knew it was a tie game, and we knew we had a good chance to win it then, and if we didn't win it in that frame, we'd win it in the 10th. So just got a lot of confidence. Guys are starting to feel good at the plate and having some confidence in our ability to win games when we need to.
The guy who puts it in play, Lane Shires, gets it done, finishes the day 3 for 4. He's got a 7-game hit streak now. This is a guy who started the year. He did not have a good batting average. He struggled at the plate, but he has turned it on as of late. What has gotten into Lane lately?
I think for him it's big just to be loaded on time. Early on I felt like he wasn't really getting his foot down is kind of like the wrong term for it, but essentially that's what you would say is his load was just late. And so his load's more on time, and he's really fast. So for him, if he just kind of sticks the barrel to the ball, he's got a good chance to get on base. And he's been doing that a lot, which has proven to be successful for him, especially that one there, some hits earlier as well. So good for him for making something happen offensively. It's been huge for us to have him in the 2-hole, and I think his defense has been even more pivotal. The double play he made earlier, that's why we're in that situation. Things could have gone bad after that ball if that ball gets over his head, but he catches the ball really, really deep, home run some parks, and then chucks it in the infield to get double play. That was big in the middle of the game, and then obviously the hit at the end.
You guys put up 6 runs, 14 hits against the Nebraska Prospects pitching staff that features P.J. Laux, Joel Benish, the Cannon kid. I mean, didn't strike out a whole lot. Cannon got his, I guess, late, but you guys had some hard-hit balls against Laux. Talk about the way the guys swung it against a really good trio of pitchers that you've played today.
Yeah, I think they were just kind of locked in from the first pitch. They had good approaches. They were poised in the box throughout all 10 innings, which is something we talked about after our last extra inning game, I think last Friday against Wahi. So we were a little bit more composed throughout the game today. Guys were always in the dugout talking about what pitches they're throwing, what it looks like, and they were just kind of locked in from the first pitch. That's been the key to the last few days, these wins we've had, is the batters have been consistent in their approach, not trying to do too much, and being aggressive on balls in the zone.
How about your 2 starting pitchers, Marcus Miller and Luke Wenzel, 2 guys who have statistically struggled, and especially against the Prospects. Miller had given up 7 runs in each of his 2 outings against the Prospects. Talk about their performance and their success today.
Yeah, I think we've documented Weeze's improvements over the last week or so, and it just continues. I think it unearned a run today. He came into a situation with runners on first and second, and we should have gotten out of that one too. I think that was unearned as well. And Marcus Miller, you just love to watch him pitch. Obviously a couple rough spots or starts against the Prospects when he just got here, but it's a little bit different ball game for him facing Division I guys, coming from Hastings, pitching NAIA. But Skip always just talks about how competitive he is. He's the first guy. He's on the front step of the dugout in between innings, not somebody who just sits back passively. Like, he wants to win more than anybody. And I know he's been thinking about this start against the Prospects for a while because he knows they've had his number the last couple times. So he was ready to come out and get their number this time.
I think back to the first 2 meetings of the year, 14-5 and 18-7. It quite frankly didn't look like Hastings belonged on the field with Nebraska. Yeah. You've beaten them twice now in the last 4 meetings, and the competitive nature is just neat to see improvement from the beginning of the year to the end of the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think guys are starting to figure out their roles a little bit. We don't have 20 guys who are coming in off the bench to play. We've got a lot of guys in today, but guys are starting to figure out what their roles are. They're confident in their roles, and they're doing what they need to do to help us win. And we've learned that as long as you do what your role is, you don't try to be too much, you just do what your job is, we're going to win baseball games. We're going to win baseball games. And then I think having the success from our pitching staff as well recently has been huge for us too. And it's easier to pitch when you have good defense behind you. We're a little shaky today, but a little bit guys out of position on that. We were trying to get some guys a day off. So it's good to win when you give the whole left side of your infield the day off. So, and even first base, it was a little bit of we're putting Nick Jones out there who doesn't have a lot of experience. So it's good to win, especially against a team, like you said, who's very, very talented, when you're giving some guys a day off. And I think that just goes back to the confidence they have in their jobs and their roles on the team.
Pitching coach Vinny Carone, congratulations to him and the crew as they beat the Nebraska Prospects for the second time in the last 4 meetings. Today, couldn't have much more drama, 6-5. It's fun to walk it off, isn't it?
It is, and it was great that the guys got it done. And how big was that that double play in the top of the 10th inning for the Prospects? Just stay on the base a second longer and you score that run easily, but a base running blunder, like you said, Steve, for the Prospects really cost them that game there at the end. But you got to give credit where credit is due. They battled back. They scored 2 off arguably one of the best Sodbuster closers here, and they made it a game as the Sodbusters got down early. They came back, lost the lead again, but ultimately showed resilience in that win, and that's got to give them a ton of confidence as they've won 3 straight now.
Let's give you the final numbers in this one. Vinny was so fast, we didn't even have a chance to do that. Hastings 6 runs, 14 hits. They show officially 4 errors. The Nebraska Prospects 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors other than that big base running error in the top of the 10th, but like I say, that's just part of baseball. For the Hastings Sod Busters, the winning pitcher, even though he did officially have the blown save, but errors behind him, but it's going to be Jacob Shaw picking up the win for the Hastings Sod Busters. But Luke Wenzel, 2 2/3 innings of 1-run relief, no hits, allowed no earned runs, and Marcus Miller just can't catch a break in terms of picking up a victory. He goes 5 1/3 innings, allows 2 runs on 6 hits, just 1 of those earned, so really good pitching up and down. And in terms of the hitting, a lot of guys produce. Lane Shires, 3 for 4, an RBI and a run scored, gets the game-winning run batted in. Oh yeah, he walked twice too, so just a tremendous day for Lane Shires. Kearney kid, great to see him do the job. Cale Jensen's been swinging about well lately. He goes 2 for 4 with a run scored. Marcos Cabranas, another good day for him, 2 for 4, an RBI. Nick Jones, 1 for 4, a run scored. It's good to see Mr. Gaz get on there as he kind of broke out of a little funk, kept things going. 1 for 4 with a run scored for him. Kyle Hiltbrand, 1 for 3, couple of RBIs for him. Tyler Welch getting a start today, and yeah, may have scuffled a little bit defensively, but 2 for 4, 2 runs batted in for him. And Jose Valdez makes his debut and gets a hit. So up and down the lineup, a lot of guys produce, and the Sod Busters celebrating a win today over the Nebraska Prospects.
And they will take that momentum in tomorrow. 2 more games against the Prospects, and for a team that has struggled so mightily at home all season, they now have more home wins than road wins, which was not the case for most of the season. But they will have some good arms going tomorrow, and we saw a lot of the good arms today for the Prospects, so you wonder if you got them out of the way. You wonder who they're going to throw tomorrow, but it's sure looking good for the next 2 games.
And for the first time this year, the Hastings Sod Busters have a 3-game win streak. Let's make it 4 tomorrow, as we'll have coverage at 6:10. For Mason Hendricks, for Connor Christensen, for Noah Pagel, for Ryan Valenta, I'm Steve Stein. Final score once again, the Hastings Sod Busters 6 and the Nebraska Prospects 5 in 10 innings. Have a good night.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sod Busters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer woodbat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the spirit